This episode of the Esoteric Order of Roleplayers is brought to you by the generosity of our backers on Patreon. Thirsty for complex narratives, in-depth characters, and lots of laughs? Support our ability to bring you consistent excellence. Patreon supporters gain instant access to us via our Discord channel, and higher levels get cool swag and secret recordings from the vault. Your support helps pay for the costs of running the Order and ensures that we can keep going week after week to bring you our unique brand of actual play RPG goodness. Help us get to our next goal, and you can game with members of the Order and become part of the story. Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Google+, and visit our Patreon page at patreon.com/esotericrp to find out how you can become a backer too. The Esoteric Order of Roleplayers present Shadowrun Anarchy is Dead, with David Larkins as the Game Master. Ahoy, chummers, and welcome to episode 0 of our new Shadowrun Anarchy campaign, cleverly titled Anarchy is Dead. So this is our character creation session. We get together, we make characters. I wasn't sure how long it would last. Turns out it lasted a full session. That's partly because I folded in a life path generator a la Cyberpunk 2020 towards the end, but also because this was our first encounter with Shadowrun Anarchy rules, Shadowrun as a setting, cyberpunk as a genre. It was a lot of firsts for our group. Out of the group, just myself and the other David have any kind of experience with Shadowrun. I myself had the second edition way back in 1994 or so, but never really played it. Kind of messed around with the Sega Genesis Shadowrun game, if anyone remembers that one. And really haven't looked at the game since then. I know David Schimpf has kind of dabbled a little bit via the video games as well, although albeit more recent ones. And I think had some experience with the current 5th edition rules via Gen Con. Some demos that he sat in on at Gen Con. But other than that, we're all pretty much Shadowrun noobs. So we kind of had to navigate the new setting a little bit and also talk about these Shadowrun Anarchy rules, which are brand new to pretty much everyone, whether you're an old Shadowrun vet or not. We're still kind of figuring out, as you will hear, exactly how we want to approach the queue system and its narrative structures. But, you know, we'll get to that as we progress, I'm sure. In the meantime, I want to take you, the listener, through the characters that we created this evening, largely because we sort of neglected to give an outline of them. During character creation. What happened was everyone sort of came to the table to some degree or another with their character concepts fully fleshed out. In fact, a couple of our players even had character portraits that they'd drawn up prior to the session. So it was really just a matter of filtering those concepts through the Shadowrun Anarchy mechanics. So if you're interested in that, Well, there's plenty for you to listen to. But here at the top of the recording is a basic overview of our team of Shadowrunners. And we'll circle back around and reintroduce everyone with session 1 next week as well. But if you don't feel the need to listen to our character creation session, this little introduction will get you up to speed. So Sage is playing Cat, and Cat is essentially a street samurai razor girl, a changeling, originally an elf, who was affected by the post-Halley's Comet surge and took on some cat-like features. So you've got your classic kind of cat girl archetype working there in concert with her various and sundry natural and artificial claws and blades. She promises to be the close-up work specialist of the group, I think. We'll see. As you'll hear, she ends up with a lot of weapons. Then we've got David Schimpf playing Ken Leung. Ken is the group's resident sniper and overall weapons master, ex-corporate security fellow, horribly traumatized by his time working for Lone Star, and just trying to forget it all with some better-than-life SimSense chips and rigs. Very interesting take on BTL addiction, actually, as you will hear as well. Then we have Renee, who could only stay for part of today's session, but was able to get most of her character, most of the meat of her character at least, down on paper. And Renee is playing Sedna. Sedna is an orc gunslinger adept. So she is, kind of maybe halfway between Kat and Ken in terms of what she's going to bring to the table. She's going to be pretty flexible in terms of working close up or popping heads from a distance. Obviously, her specialty is pistol work, and secondary specialty in fierce eyebrow makeup. Renee was one of the players who showed up with a character portrait, and Sedna has pretty unforgettable looks about her. Then we have Jade playing Soder. Soder is a troll variant minotaur. He is a street shaman. I'm not sure if she has a guardian spirit in mind yet, although perhaps in our first adventure she will make that manifest in some way or another. But Soder has a pretty checkered past, increasingly checkered by the life path that we go through the last 40 minutes or so of the session. Pretty tough life for old Soder, and rightfully so, being not just a troll, but a minotaur. Obviously, in this setting, will get you a lot of negative attention. But nonetheless, I think she's intending to play Soder as something of a healer, both physically and mentally. And as soon as when I pitched Shadowrun to everyone, that was pretty much Jade's initial reaction was, well, as long as I get to play a Minotaur, I'll be happy. So that's how we arrived at that. And then last but not least, we have Des, who is another one who just had an immediate character concept in mind. And she is playing Opal, an artificial intelligence. That was something that she just immediately, as soon as I said, okay, we're playing Shadowrun, she's like, I want to play an AI. Fair enough. So for both Jade and Des, I had to go to the Shadowrun 5th edition materials and look at how Minotaurs and AIs are handled in there, and then port them over to Anarchy. So if you're listening to the character creation session, you can get an idea of how I did that through just listening to the guidelines that I lay down as we go along. But, in the end, it wasn't too difficult for either one. Although the AI, was a little more complex than a Minotaur. But I'm pretty happy with what I came up with. And thanks in part to the Shadowrun fan community brain trust, who I availed myself of. But yeah, ultimately, I think Opal is going to be a really interesting addition to the group, to say the least. She's going to be kind of their combo decker / rigger, since she'll be able to, remote pilot vehicles and drones, as well as zip about on the Matrix and do various Matrix-y things. So all in all, it's actually a pretty good balanced team, especially in light of the fact that everyone more or less came up with their ideas independently of each other. We've got 3 combat specialists of varying approaches to combat, 1 magic caster and 1 digital specialist, if you will. So that is our basic Shadowrun team. The campaign philosophy and objectives that are going to unfold as we get into this starting next week is I am intending to run this as essentially a sandbox. I have several cyberpunk sandbox resources at hand, and Shadowrun Anarchy includes 30 or so what they call contract briefs, which are essentially just 1-page scenario seeds for various Shadowruns. So I just figure I'll let the group sort of take the lead. I'll be available to throw some potential runs at them based on, which direction they want to move in, which Mr. Johnson they want to talk to. And we'll just kind of go from there and see how things pan out. The narrative system of Shadowrun Anarchy is going to be very handy, I think, for this, because we have several NPCs and other background elements that emerged from the character creation system already that we can hang some potential hooks on in terms of where they want to go, what they want to pursue, including a pretty gruesome one for Ken Leung's backstory. But we will be covering that in greater depth as we go along. So in the meantime, again, if you want to hear our full character creation session, it is coming right up. Sit back, enjoy. Otherwise, we'll catch you next week for session 1 proper of Shadowrun Anarchy is Dead.
Promptly dashed.
There is no easy question.
If you
don't want to put anything inside yourself, then you want to do adept amps, which are magical.
Yeah, you'd want to be an adept.
Increases.
Okay. Do you have to be magical to have those, or you
Yes.
can buy? Oh,
Yeah.
well. All right.
Magic.
It's either
Alright.
magic or technology. You gotta suck it up to one.
I know.
Everyone's
It's a choice.
Is it?
Yeah.
It is.
Or does it just find you?
Well, some people have no choice, but yeah.
Some people are born magical. It's not their
And
choice.
some people are born with a horrific disfigurement or, have a heinous accident.
Or some people just are technology.
Yeah.
True. That's
Some
true.
of us.
Or
Some people
Some of us.
People, you say.
sitting here.
or maybe it's Maybelline. All right. So
I hope that got recorded. I hope
joke
that
is
got
very
recorded.
old.
That was hilarious.
How dare you? Terrible way to start.
What are you trying to say?
It's a really old ad campaign that I'm like, why is it stuck in your brain? That's my question.
please.
Because jingles are catchy as fuck, and then they just stay in there forever.
Hey, you watched the Mad Men, you know.
Like a
how this
virus.
Yes, yes.
You guys, I tried watching Skin Wars because Rue is one of the judges.
Uh-oh. And it's almost
not as
impossible
good.
to watch.
Have you tried watching it?
Yes, I have.
They're all horrible. They're all like,
Oh,
I'm no
it's the
good.
worst.
I don't deserve to be
Yeah,
here.
no, it's terrible.
Then go home.
Get
Just go to the
Fuck out.
list and just watch all the looks that they've created and go, oh, that's cool. And then
Right.
you just don't have to watch the show. 'Cause-
Yeah.
All right. So
Yeah.
we're going to get into it. So we're playing Shadowrun Anarchy, which is actually this book here, which you'll notice is a lot thinner than the other book.
See?
All right.
In fact, most of it is actually pre-generated characters and scenarios. So, oh yes, thank you, phone, for reminding me how very cyberpunk of you. we have some Patreon backers that we picked up over the holiday.
Welcome.
Woohoo.
Welcome indeed.
Who is it?
Well, let me get the list up here. We have three to thank. Three. So,
Thanks, Count.
Stop it! I was just watching Cousins.
Never escape.
At what age will you start bringing your child to play with us?
10 years
Be a
from
few
now.
more years.
Yeah.
Well, I'm banking on her to be the next generation, so
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
gonna keep this going for a while. So.
You're gonna cybermod yourself to live forever, and we'll all.
No, I'll just be an old man running it for a bunch of younger people.
That's creepy.
Yeah, I know. Right?
Fired
Good
As long as
job.
you do the public arena.
Yeah, okay, alright.
Larkins just falls asleep in the middle of his narration. The kids are like, so what happens
What's going
next?
on?
And then they're forced to take over, pushing them to be the next generation of
Yes. He's secretly awake. He's pretending to sleep. Oh, they're doing really well.
Who's actually who's meeting the challenge?
Well, if I go the way of most writers and game designers, I'll be dead by 60 anyway. Hey.
No.
All right. So anyway,
On that depressing note.
Yeah, whoa, dude, whoa, that was uncalled for.
to be fair, all the ones who are 60, like they're Midwesterners, so God only knows what they're kicking
They eat a
their
lot of
arteries
hamburgers.
with.
Well,
Yeah.
right, exactly.
Yeah, they don't have this great green chili diet that you.
That's right. It really clears
So
you out.
you eat lots of salads while you're writing, and we'll all be okay.
All right. So first of all,
He's like,
at-
sure.
yeah, sure.
Wanna
thing.
get right
This
on
is a
it.
conversation I've had with him every day for the past 13 going on 14 years.
Oh, it's gonna
so
take 6 years. All right.
That's why you learned how to cook so healthy.
I'm just
I get it.
That's,
All right, so at the $10 level, we have Tavis Easthope, who has
Tavis.
been a long-time booster and is finally on board
first
with the
time
Patreon.
backer, and also the first person that we know of to listen to our
Oh.
duet at a half speed.
Yes,
as
he listened
opposed
to an entire episode at half speed
Why?
just to prove that
just
he could.
But yeah.
And he said he immediately regretted it and went through the whole thing. So.
Is this like a challenge, like a secret
It is
challenge?
now.
Well,
Apparently.
because we were joking in the recording that you could listen to us at 1.5 speed and it would
Sounds
probably
really
sound
good.
normal.
Yeah.
You know? Because there's
We
a lot
talk
of like
slow.
pauses and stuff
Yeah.
when we talk slow.
Oh, I see.
So he's like, oh, listen to it at half speed.
Oh no.
And so.
And he did.
If
Oh.
you do put you guys at half speed, then that would take me through an entire workday.
I don't even want to know what that does to your brain in
You know
terms
what
of like
we should
hearing
do?
our voices and interacting with
It
us.
means
It's
he's
just
gonna just start hearing you guys like in the rest of normal life
So
and his everyday
And we'll
activities.
sound like we're at 1.5 speed.
Yeah.
yeah, exactly.
We should call this the Tavis Challenge, and those who complete it are privy to some special prize.
They get a
that we'll
bumper
think of.
sticker or
Right, they
something.
get a
Yeah, you
sticker.
get a sticker, yeah.
If you complete the Tavis Challenge.
Yeah.
Thanks, Tavis.
Yeah.
Yeah, so thanks for your backing.
Mm-hmm.
Who else is on the...
Alright, so I always only read out the person's Patreon name, but I think we all know who this is, or some of us perhaps. Randy.
Hi,
Randy S. or R. Stewart.
Oh my god. Backed us at $5. Thank you, Randy.
Thank you.
And then also at $5, we have the mysteriously named Pythagoras. Yes, the ancient Greek philosopher is back from the dead and backing us on Patreon.
Yeah.
You know that's the first thing you'd do if you came back from the dead.
Hell yeah.
Esoteric order, I must back them.
Also, David Hicks sends his regards, aka Corporal Hicks.
Corporal Hicks, as we
Yes.
call him. Yes. He sends his regards.
Yes.
Very good, very good. All right, so
Is this a book from the library, Larkins?
that was
There's a
that
book.
was a weeded book from the
Did you take a
library.
picture of it?
That is
It's glorious.
That is the classic 1986 cyberpunk anthology Mirror Shades. So
Can
just
I
to-
borrow it
Edited
from
by
the Larkins
Bruce.
library
Of course,
if I want
of course
to
you
do
may
some light
borrow it,
reading?
Yes.
Get it? Light reading shades.
Yes. They're taking pictures of it, and
Because it's beautiful and
it is
rainbow
beautiful.
bright.
It is beautiful, and lest you wonder about the attitude of this genre and where it's rooted.
Pure evil.
Preface. This book showcases writers who have come to prominence within this decade. Their allegiance to 80s culture has marked them as a group, as a new movement in science fiction.
Awesome. Awesome.
Huh.
Their allegiance to 80s
It's
culture.
right up my alley. It's everything I want in life.
Cyberpunk is a product of the 80s milieu, in some sense, as I hope to show later, a definitive product.
I don't know. I think my only adherence to 80s culture is American Psycho. Yeah.
Anything
And having been born in the 80s.
cybers.
Yeah.
Do you have an allegiance to that?
Tail end.
Me too.
I was in
77,
80s,
yeah.
doesn't matter.
Yeah, I know. Allegiance to the 70s.
Okay, so back to where we were. Anarchy.
Yes. Shadowrun Anarchy.
So this is a narrative version of main Shadowrun, which is this brick right here.
That's
which
a
is
murder weapon of a bullet.
It is a murder weapon. It probably could stop a bullet. This is a very crunchy system. This actually has rules for treading water.
Oh God.
Yeah.
That's
Oh.
intense.
That's not necessary,
Yeah.
in my opinion. For me,
Like
personally,
rolling,
I
like
find that
that.
offensive.
Yeah, separate from the rules for swimming. You know, there's rules for swimming, and then there's rules for treading
That's
water.
That's true. We watched Gattaca over New
Over
Year's
the
Eve,
break,
and there was
yeah.
there was swimming and treading. A lot of
That's
treading.
true. That was a Gattaca, huge influence on
Okay, I'm gonna keep a list of
No.
movies related.
You
to
should.
that.
Gattaca,
Although, yeah.
RoboCop.
RoboCop for sure.
I tried to
Oh,
watch.
RoboCop gifts.
Oh, so good.
Kat was watching RoboCop before she got here. I tried to do it in real life, but Netflix doesn't have RoboCop.
No.
So I had to watch Overkill or something like that. It's like robots on an island. I was like, whatever, close enough. Close enough for now.
So this is a much more narrative system, and in fact, you can run it. It's very modular, and you can run it in a variety of different ways. So I kind of wanted, before we even got into character creation, I wanted to put this out to you guys, see how you felt about it. The sort of baseline way that you run the game is called the queue system, where it's like basically I, as the GM, would set up a scene and then pass it to the person on my left, and they would take a narration in which they kind of describe what's going on, not just for their character, but in general. So it's almost like a
Like telephone?
demi
Like when you-
GM, almost.
Okay.
Or like one of those the Halloween game where you tell a little bit of a story and
Yeah.
then the next person picks it up,
That sounds
and
fun.
then you pass it off. So I actually have this little fetish idol here.
Wait a minute.
That's
My mom gave that to me for my birthday.
That's right.
One of my little gifts.
It's beautiful.
Isn't it
Yes, it is.
amazing?
It's actually a pencil. But
Yes, it's a pencil.
I'm just imagining a beheaded Jack Skellington.
yeah, but this kind of seemed like something a shaman would have, you know.
Totally.
And anyway, I thought that we could pass it around as an indicator.
talking stick?
The talking stick, exactly. So we could go as far as that, or we could dial it back a little bit and kind of still retain that structure, but have it be still a little more traditional, where I'm mostly describing things, but it's like you're sort of taking your turn to describe what your character is doing. Or we could just run it as a complete trad game where I'm the GM and you're the players, and I'm telling you things that happen, and you're all talking at me at once, and you know.
Is there anything
et
more
cetera,
to the dynamic than a queue? Is there something else? Is it as simple as that?
Well, I mean, essentially, there's these things called plot points, which you then use to kind of influence that basic structure. Like you can spend a plot point to interject yourself into a narration.
Like surprise
threat. With that, yes, exactly.
Down the back.
Stuff like that. So, back of the cable sheet. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. I like the idea of trying sort of a group dynamic narration, and then if it goes poorly, like maybe we scale it back. That's my 2 cents. I like the idea.
Or even starting scaled back and seeing like, do we want more of this?
Yeah,
or
I'm
do we
kind
want
of.
less of this?
That was my
Because
initial
I feel a lot of
impulse.
pressure, especially
Yeah.
like I've never.
You
played
don't
this
know the
game.
world. Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah.
I really don't like cyberpunk in general. and
Yeah.
So it's like trying to push myself to like make stuff up on the fly sounds like, I don't know, like I would end up just like going home and trying to like write stuff out and putting more work into it than it's fun.
Right. It would be a little overwhelming.
Well, especially because now we're super like, yeah, Patreon backers, like
Yeah.
really doing it for the fans, and so I feel like the pressure to make it good and not just make it my contribution is pretty prevalent.
So
Okay.
could we start with the like personal instead of the overall, like the personal story element, and then scale up or down from there? Or you want to start like
Yeah, I mean, I think that's a good idea. I hear what you're saying. I also think that, like, depending on the order in which we're sitting, though,
Yes.
that's where you start talking about musical chairs.
Yes.
So if we are sitting in a certain order, if you feel more comfortable maybe sitting 4th or 5th or whatever to kind of feel warmed up, to be like, okay, I know how I can contribute, and like then also augmenting it with starting with your like your personal, you know, what you're doing, which isn't really different from how we usually game.
No, I mean, we did that a lot in Pendragon, you know,
Yeah.
where I just kind of be like, start with a name and we'll go around, you know.
Yeah, what are
like,
you doing?
Yeah.
So it just really
I just don't want to make it feel artificial. Like, okay,
Yeah.
now it's your turn. Now it's your turn.
Yeah.
Like,
Right.
I like to feel like we.
A little more organic.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But I don't think I've ever played that way before, so.
None of us have.
Oh, no? Okay, so it might
Yeah, I
be.
haven't
don't know.
either. Yeah, I don't know.
I just love cyberpunk, the genre, but I had
Yeah.
I didn't even know Shadowrun existed until at this moment in time.
Yeah, so, I mean, I think that like if we try it out, but start
A
slow
little scale back.
and then
Because
maybe
I mean,
increase.
I think the full bore version would work if everyone kind of knew. Like if we were coming in from playing Shadowrun, the game, the vanilla version, and we all had some familiarity with the setting, and it's like, oh yeah, I can totally describe a scene in a Shadowrun world. You know, like that might work. But since we're all kind of new to it, I was thinking we'd want to scale it back to some degree. So.
Okay, so what do you want to do?
I don't know. Do we want to do full trad? Let's put it to a vote. Do we want to do full trad or kind of in the middle? Option A is full trad. Ooh,
No, I don't think nobody does.
No. We want to go in the middle.
Yeah.
On the middle route.
Start slow and then we can increase if we want.
Okay,
right?
we'll play around with
Why
it,
don't we
right?
say someone can pass on narrating their little personal character moment if they don't feel comfortable like going
Yeah,
full bore with
passing.
it. They can just
Okay.
pass
Uh-huh.
and try it again a different time.
Yeah, that's a
Okay.
good idea too.
We could also use like plot points as a way to inject more story
Yes.
into you know,
Does
to
that
take
work for you?
one turn of full trad for like your narration maybe.
Mm-hmm.
So like you can.
Well, and there's even if we were going like the full queue system as it's called, there's provisions even in there where it's called talk time, where you switch from the queue system to talk time, and that's when you're all just kind of
See, I
chatting
feel
at the
this is
same time.
describing what we already do.
Uh-huh,
Like
uh-huh.
it feels like overkill.
Well, I just wanted to give the game a fair shake,
right.
based
but
on the way it's written.
It's interesting
So,
to see that it's written in a way that we already, I think, kind of organically get.
I honestly find that to be the case with a lot of kind of these indie type narrative games. Is like
Uh-huh.
it just formalizes things you already do.
Yeah, what you're
But it makes sense if
How you
you've
feel
never.
comfortable.
Yeah.
I'm 13. I've never run a game, and I
Yeah.
have 6 friends, and so I'm
Totally.
like, guys, look, here's how we play.
Exactly.
I could
Which is
see why that
interesting.
would be helpful.
Yeah, definitely helpful, but it's just funny. So it's like,
Right.
are we at that
We
point?
don't need that.
Are we
skip ahead.
advanced? Are we too advanced for that? Or?
Yes, that's what it is.
We've graduated past that level.
We are
Wait,
graduate level
master's level,
players.
yeah. Run, yeah, okay. I don't know.
Just skip the whole first 40 pages of the book.
yeah. So you are running the game. So what do you want to do?
Yeah, we'll try out a little hybridized version, I think,
Okay.
and we'll just go from there, and we'll find the space that works best for us.
So should we
right?
switch our order up? Like, do people feel comfortable in this order, or should we shift the order around?
That is how I'm going to kind of default to running it, is to kick it
Okay.
over to the person on my left. So Renee, if you feel comfortable being the lead-off hitter, you
Okay.
can keep your spot, or you could switch with Sage, who's the
you wanna
cyberpunk
start?
fanatic over here.
Fanatic seems a bit extreme.
Rock, paper, scissors.
Okay.
or dice. That would be
Fine,
easier.
fine.
You want a
I mean,
dice?
it's up
Let's
to
just
you.
be someone different every time. Like,
You could mix it up as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Are you
How
rolling
you
too?
roll.
Okay.
No, I was rolling one.
Huh?
Oh, okay. You're wearing
It's
a
my
ring.
ring, yeah.
Okay.
Oh my god, you guys
Okay.
lied.
You want to switch?
Well, I'm just thinking
Oh,
that
you rolled a 6 too?
well, Jake's
No, I rolled a 3.
Okay, that's fine.
I lose.
Sorry, Des, what?
That's okay.
No,
I feel like
no.
I'm interrupting people. So Jade was saying that randomizing it. So we all roll a d6, and whoever gets the highest, or lowest, or whatever, gets to kick off.
Oh, that could be the order that we sit in. The way we
Or if that's
roll.
not, I mean, that just came to my mind.
That's
but
true, we
what
can
do you
do it
think?
that way.
Or it's just the queue initiative.
What
yes,
does Jade
Q
think?
initiative.
What does Jade think?
Jade's under too much pressure. I mean, so this is the thing. I've never played this game. I'm not familiar with the system, so you guys
neither.
asking me
I don't
super
know. I
pointed
don't-
questions about like what I think we should. I have no fucking idea.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think that the only way we'll figure it out is
To
to
try it.
play with a hybrid like model. All I was saying though is in terms of, you know, randomizing it is rather than having it be like the same person who's always initiating a scenario, because that seems like that's going to get really old really quick.
Mm-hmm.
Or
think
really
it's true.
limit the trajectory for the narrative,
Mm-hmm.
making it more random somehow, although I don't know how that somehow is. I just,
Yeah.
if it's
I
the
think
same
that's a good
person every
point.
single time,
Mhm.
or even the same time in like a game, then it's
Right.
gonna
Yeah.
No, that's a good
always
point.
have the same
Exhausting.
flavor.
So maybe we have a different order every game. Maybe Larkins decides.
Maybe
Well-
someone volunteers to go first.
I think what Desiree was suggesting is everyone rolls, and whoever rolls highest takes the first seat. Was that what you were suggesting?
That's what I was thinking, but
Yeah.
I've never played this game.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if anyone else has played this game. I haven't played either, but I'm like, let's see where it goes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So let's do that. So I got a 6, you got a 3.
Oh, the rest of us are rolling?
Oh, okay.
Apparently.
Oh, wait. Are we starting right now?
Yeah, might as well.
Oh.
I rolled a 1. As
You
per
stay
usual.
there.
I glitch.
I rolled
Yeah.
4.
I rolled a 4 too. I'll roll again. 5.
I rolled a 6.
Okay, so you two stay. Renee and Sage switch.
Yeah, pretty much. Okay. So like he said, I'm sorry my shit is everywhere. I'll come back.
Yeah.
But I'm good with this. It puts me closer to costume.
Oh God. You didn't realize either.
This is going to be fun.
Yes, that's the game room.
That's right.
Okay, so with that resolved,
Can
we
we
can now
start?
move on to character creation.
Yay!
So you guys have all done an excellent job of conceptualizing your characters. Some of you have even gone beyond that and made your characters.
Such a kiss ass Dave.
It's okay, I rolled a 1. He's already dead, so I get another one.
That was for you personally, not for your character.
Oh, sorry.
Or was it?
Inside.
It's dead on the inside. All right, so yeah, step 1 is creating a character theme, a name.
Theme?
Mm-hmm. Oh yes, this is highfalutin stuff.
You guys already sort of created your themes.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
you're
know,
good.
but it just sounds so official.
It does, doesn't it?
Are we really saying there's something different between like the theme versus the archetype?
Archetype is
Okay.
similar.
According to what I've read in Anarchy, they don't actually have a list of archetypes.
No, they really
So
don't.
really your theme is your archetype.
Yeah.
In Shadowrun 5e, you would be choosing an archetype.
Yes,
But
and that's what I ported in for the
Yeah.
wiki, just
So
because
it's not
it's
like a life
easier that
philosophy.
way.
It's just whatever. Our...
Yeah,
It's essentially what our archetype was.
exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Okay.
And a name and all that good stuff.
You can't write any of this on here. I was thinking right in the middle.
yeah, there's
Top,
there's really
top
no.
side.
There's
It doesn't officially
Yeah.
say to put it there.
It doesn't.
I have to say I
Yeah.
agree. This is not maybe the best.
not the best start, guys.
You know, I
But
like
things are-
this one
things are
page.
gonna look up.
They will. They will get better.
Yeah.
I think I like the fact that there's rules on the back and just one page on the front for it. This is speaking to
You
me.
do like the one.
However, there is no like name.
Like the new tax bill, you know.
Yeah.
On a postcard.
Rich people, yes. Smart people, no.
Sorry.
Tax law. All right. So anyway,
Who was that politician in the 90s who wanted everything on a postcard?
I don't
kindred
know.
spirit?
Who was that?
no, please don't.
All right, so there we go. But
And
anyway,
away we
Happy New Year, everybody.
Yeah, I know. Welcome to this
We are
whole
off
thing.
to an excellent start.
Yeah.
all right. So you figured out where to put your name, and
Now everyone has to put it in the same spot.
no, this is Shadowrun Anarchy. You can put it anywhere.
Oh, I'm writing it across the.
Right it across the whole page.
Just get a
There's no room
Sharpie.
for anything else. Cat doesn't need anything else.
Just put a little cat claw scratch across your foot.
Meow.
That's fine. Meow, Shane.
I just burn the sheet and throw it out. Actually, is what I would do.
Super simple, super low sugar, everything. Yeah.
What's low
It's really good.
Peanut butter, the little peanut butter things.
Oh
Sorry.
yeah, what should I stay away from? I meant
The
to
peanut
ask.
butter chocolate little
The
brown.
brown things.
That's it. Otherwise
Yeah,
everything's
the
good.
muffins both have almonds in them.
No peanut though, right?
I will make an almond butter version of these little. Okay. Let's play Shadowrun.
We're making characters for Shadowrun.
Yes.
Yes.
Our characters are having a conversation about peanut allergy.
Okay, so then we've got tags. While not a requirement for character creation, every sample character sheet includes a short list of one-word tags, and these tags are carried throughout most of the sections of the book. They're designed to give a very quick look at the theme or style of what you're looking at. In the case of characters, tags define what a character is, as opposed to how a character would react in a given situation. So Dave came up with some tags for his
You
characters.
did. I noticed that. Where do you write that on this freaking sheet?
Wherever you want. Just enclose them by brackets so you know that they're tags.
Hashtag. Can I use a hashtag?
Or
This
hashtags,
is like
yeah.
the thing you send
Oh my
me the little
gosh.
blips underneath their name, right?
Yes, exactly. So the
So
thing
for
was,
instance, yeah.
with this character sheet, it was formatted to be like a digital character sheet, so it actually did say name in the section up there, up top, and then underneath it said tag, 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 tag. So the
6.
implication is you
So I
would.
should have left
it's,
room there.
It's however many. No, you just write them underneath in little letters.
I don't write that small.
I'm very auditory.
So anyway,
So give me your examples then.
yes, give
Yes,
me
please read, sir.
some tags
Impart
for your
your,
character.
So some tags. Your meta type. So you could one of your tabs could be dwarf or orc or troll. It could be your specialized career. One of mine is sniper. It could be a company that you have contacts with. So one of mine is Lone Star. You could also have a tag with a mega corporation. Let's see, what else? One of your tags can be like one of your default mood sets. So
Right.
brash, or frustrated, or cool-headed.
You had cold for one of yours.
Yep.
What does that mean?
Cold demeanor.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, like it says, it's not a requirement for character creation. So as we get into the game and you learn a little bit more about the game world, you can tag yourself as you
Nice.
go along.
But it's like
So-
essentially when we do it on the wiki and we have the player sheets to kind of help
Yes.
categorize
Yeah.
and search things.
That's
Right,
exactly.
exactly.
Okay, it's literally the same.
It is literally the same.
Beautiful.
Yes.
Yeah, so like this sample character, Alyoshka Duska, who's a dwarf spirit whisperer, has the tags dwarf, shaman, spirits, for hire, and respectful.
Oh, they're respectful.
If you have like 7 or 8 of them, is that too many or is that okay?
Looks like they're doing about 5 or 6.
Yeah.
So,
I have 8.
well, that's
Edit.
fine. I don't edit. Yeah, I don't think there's any limit.
The culling process will be good.
Yes. Yes. 6 will not fit in that format. Please choose another.
I know.
Oh,
I'm like, I
God,
can
yes.
fit 3 more, but only if I write short words. So I'm really gonna be concise
Oh,
about it.
that's why nobody's getting food because there's no plates. Alright.
God, you idiot.
I just want to eat peanut butter balls.
Give me all your peanut butter balls.
Something that you didn't include in your handout is the attribute maximums for every race. So while Des is gone, since she doesn't have a
Was
race,
that wiki thing that you posted?
It was on the wiki thing. Did you guys get updates about that, by the way?
no.
I think I got
Here we
one.
go.
I got one too.
Please partake.
Ridiculous.
Well, actually, so I didn't get any updates from Obsidian Portal. I just got your email updates.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Yeah, I've got it here. Question? Question about the... Oh, you're doing it.
Yeah.
Okay, great. Awesome.
Alright, please partake. There are plates now. Please forgive me for that. Huge
Okay.
You know, Des, I know we were friends before, but
It's over.
Des, I think you need to reduce your hospitality by 1.
No, never. Never. Never.
Yeah,
never.
basic.
All right.
Basic.
Guys, attribute maximums for every race in the center of the table if you need it.
Except for minotaurs,
I'm looking
which
it
are
up.
the same as trolls, except they have a max of 11 on strength.
Okay.
Minotaur.
That's okay.
Love that
I'm
you're
looking it up.
Minotaur.
I know, it's awesome.
Yeah.
And
But I'm a digital.
AIs,
Yes, please.
they have a max strength of 0,
Yes.
a max agility of 0.
Yes.
What's physical?
Nothing.
Exactly. What is physical?
Max
Willpower is 6, logic is 7, and charisma is 6.
My edge?
Oh.
That is determined separately.
Yeah, it might be different for changelings too.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
Oh, yes,
I'm an
I have
elf
notes
that went
for that.
through the. So what am I primarily classified as?
You're a changeling. You're a changeling class 1.
But I'm still part elf, right?
That's right. So
How does
your
it-
max agility is 1 higher than an elf.
Nice.
However, you do not get the elven charisma bonus.
What? That's fine.
So I'm
A cat
going
would give no fucks.
with the meta type bonus for a Minotaur natural, yeah?
That is correct.
Mhm.
So that is +2 to strength
And natural weapon, yeah.
and
So,
natural weapon.
Larkins, if I'm understanding correctly, I use all of these stats except I add 1 to agility.
Correct. But those are your maximums. So so what we're gonna do is there's 3 game levels. There's gang level, street runner, and prime runner. We're gonna go with street runner. The assumption is that you guys have some level of experience as Shadowrunners. You're an established gang, established group that runs together. For the most part, some of you may be more or longer than others. We'll determine that shortly. So the level at street runner, you get 16 points to distribute amongst your attributes.
On top of what we have, or that's
You
the
don't have, those are the
can't
maximums.
exceed
Those are the
Got it.
maximums.
However, all your attributes do start at 1.
All your attributes start at 1,
Okay.
except for Miss AI over here. So
has-
I'm gonna get to you in a second.
Oh, I'm patient.
Okay. So all your attributes start at 1.
And then you spend
You
16.
distribute 16 amongst those.
Got it. Okay.
Except for edge, you don't touch edge,
Okay.
and then you can't go above your racial maximum. So
Got it.
that's that. All right. So for AIs, because you don't have any physical attributes, you only have 10 points to distribute, not 16, and yeah, you don't put any points into strength or agility. Okay.
So later in the game, our stats could increase when we level. Okay.
And this just starts starting.
This is where you're starting.
Okay.
And like I said, you get 1 point for free, so that doesn't cost you anything.
You get 1 extra point for free.
Yeah,
Nice.
well, everything
Start
starts at
at
1.
Oh,
So
right.
your agility's at 1. If you wanted
Oh,
2,
right.
it only costs you 1 point.
Right.
Okay.
And then later, do our stats improve based on when we level up? Do we just have points to distribute as we wish, or do they improve based on actually what we're using?
You'll spend your points according to your wishes. So
Okay.
Well, also,
yeah.
does that mean though, like, if we have our like species, our race maximum, then even though we improve and we get more points later on, you're always capped by that maximum.
Yes.
Gotcha. So I'm gonna write that in pen.
Smart. I don't.
Okay, and also your meta type bonuses add in after you spend the attribute points, not before.
that's right.
Your meditate bonuses add in after you spend.
So if you're an
Got it.
elf, you get +1 agility charisma, so you'll spend your 16 points and then you'll add +1 agility and +1 charisma.
But does
Except
that
she's
mean?
a changeling, so she doesn't get the charisma.
Oh, okay.
But so does that mean though that that has to also account for the maximum? Like you can only apply that.
I believe so.
Yes.
Wait, so is my extra point
Like
that
you'll
I
never
get,
be able to go above your maximum as your.
but is
Correct.
my maximum 1 higher, or do I get 1 extra point to spend into agility?
Yeah, it just raises it by 1.
The maximum.
No, what you've put into agility. So if you maxed
Oh.
out agility, then
Your
So-
maximum is still 1 higher, I believe, because you're the changeling, right?
Yes.
And so your maximum is still 1 higher, but then
And
also.
I get an extra point.
And you get an extra point, but
Okay.
it doesn't raise the maximum beyond the 1
Got
higher.
it. Okay, got
Yeah.
it.
Okay. So for instance, when I'm allocating points, I'll remember like if I have. I don't know. I can't like put all of my points so that I have my maximum already for one, and then my
Right.
race.
I'll put it to you this way: Minotaur's max is 11. If you wanted strength, if you wanted to max your strength, you'd spend 8 points because
I already
8
have
plus
1
1 is 9,
and 2.
plus 2 is
Gotcha.
11.
Okay. that
Spending
makes
any more than that would be a waste.
super- yes,
What is
and that's what I
willpower
want to
used
make
for?
Willpower is
It's your stun hit points. And for facing down terrible, horrifying things.
Yes.
And situations.
Okay.
Does it also have to do with rage? If something would make you angry,
That's
how
actually
well you can control it?
yeah, willpower or also
Let's see.
edge, of course. But
If you're a spellcaster, it works from. It also affects your conjuring, your sorcery, your astral combat, your survival, and close combat with spirits, not with physical opponents. So if you guys look at the page 32 on your handouts, when you use a skill, you're going to be adding your base attribute plus however many points you've put into that skill. So they build off each other.
All right.
yeah, obviously for an AI, logic is your most important one.
I was thinking willpower based on spirit stuff and non.
No, that's like literally spirits.
Oh, literally.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, you for your
Alright,
yeah, you
fine.
want like hacking and stuff, and that's
Alright.
logic.
Is there one that a samurai should pick particularly?
Agility
besides
and
agility?
strength.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, is strength important?
Well, strength doesn't link to any skills, but it determines how much damage you can take and how much damage you dish out in close combat.
Okay. How important is logic? That's how smart you are, logic, right?
Yeah, it's not super important.
It's not.
Logic is also your perception.
True.
Just so
True.
knows.
Dude, I just put my logic as 5. Logic's not that important. No, it's
5 is
important to
good.
me.
5 is good.
For my character, it's important.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
They mean for me, not for you.
All right. All right.
Not making any objective
I
statements.
thought you were
here.
making some
Just
objective
subjective.
statements. All right. That does not compute.
You are incorrect,
I
meatbag.
don't understand.
Meatbag. All right, so Renee, for orcs, you get a +2 to strength.
Ooh,
Nice.
brings me up to 8.
There you go.
Nice.
Yeah.
So how
And we
close?
have,
Hold up.
go on.
So if your max is 6, then average is like starting average is 3. That's not horrible.
It's not bad.
And we have 1 extra point to play with, too.
What?
1 extra point in addition to the 10 that you gave me? Or no?
No, you don't.
Oh.
Yeah.
None for you.
Fine.
So we all have 16, and then our.
I have 10.
And some of us have
Five.
extra
So it
one
has a
and
16
something
to
else.
put in.
Okay.
And then
Got it.
your racials add in after that.
All right.
Okay, just making sure. Mm-hmm. Like, did I zone out and not
Right,
listen
I
to
know.
something
Yeah.
kind of important?
Oh, are you talking about the minimum 1? Is that what you mean?
No.
Everything starts at 1? Okay.
Because I have zeros in strength and agility.
Right.
Forever and ever.
Yes.
Yeah.
I guess until we build you a body.
Well,
Maybe
if
she doesn't
I
want a
if I inhabit a body.
Yeah.
And then how
You
important is
assume-
agility?
That's so
I do.
cool.
Is that literally just like running away and like?
Agility is all of your light weapon skills. Well, actually, it's all of your weapon skills.
And piloting and stealth
Yeah.
and escape artist
And athletics.
and athletics.
Okay,
So-
so strength doesn't really account. What does strength account
Strength,
for?
hit points, and physical
And
hand-to-hand
damage. How much damage you dish out
Okay,
in hand
so
to
it's
hand.
like hit points in melee versus
And damage bonus. Yeah.
It's your overall physical strength or
Yeah.
damage capacity.
But its agility is definitely more like your capability with,
Yeah,
Yeah.
say, dexterity.
exactly.
Okay. Or weapons in general.
Uh huh.
Alright, I think this life is okay.
Okay. All right. Now, decide if your character is awakened or emerged. You've already all made that decision. So for Jade and Renee, that would be awakened.
So just tick off awakened. on the
Oh,
character
I see.
sheets.
Okay.
What am I?
And for Desiree, it's emerged.
Ooh.
Yes, I woke up.
Awakened is the ability to use magic. Emerged is technomancer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or AI in this
Or
case.
AI, yeah.
Or DI, digital intelligence,
Oh,
please.
excuse me. Sorry. I didn't mean to be racist.
Yeah, a little racist.
Hold
A little bit.
I'm still
Yeah, sure.
plugging right along.
All right.
Okay. All right. So then, speaking of hit points and all that kind of stuff, you take your strength, and you see the condition monitors there down at the bottom.
Yep.
Yeah.
Take your strength, divide by 2, add 8,
10.
and then you're going to black out all the boxes that are after
And then
that.
say what?
Wait, what?
Repeat.
Okay.
Under stun or physical?
So
Under
for
physical.
physical. So
Oh.
condition monitors.
Uh-huh.
Take your strength, divide by 2, round normally. Add 8.
Let's see.
That's how many open circles you have.
Yeah, so it's going to look like
There
this
we
kind
go.
of. I've got 10 hit
I
points.
did it backwards.
The last ones are blacked out.
Yes, you're going to black out the last ones.
Why I did it backwards?
Wait, so if that means I have 0 divided by 2 is 0 plus 8 is 8?
You don't have a physical track, actually. Sorry.
I don't have it at all.
Yeah.
Oh, that's good. Unless someone
I
like
knew-
blows you up.
No, I
But
think
no, even if they blow me up, I still am alive.
0
Yeah.
divided by 2 just creates an error on a calculator.
That's
So
right.
you,
It's
can't,
just-
you can't add 8 to it.
Hashtag error. You could just write that.
I'm off to a great start.
This is gonna be the new, like, your constant just hashtag error all the time.
Yeah.
Error.
All right.
Okay, I think I did this
Okay.
correctly.
Something that everyone has, including our
Oh,
resident digital intelligence, is your stun damage track to your right, or to the left. And that is willpower instead of strength, but it's the same thing. Willpower divided by 2 plus 8 is
Do we
your
round up
number.
or
Round up or
down?
down?
Round normally, so
Okay.
0.5 would round up.
Okay.
Plus 8.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
This is an excellent
I'm bad at
musician.
math.
Yeah. I like it a lot.
And that's why we're doing anarchy and not.
2 divided by 2 is
Disposition.
1 plus 8 is 9.
Yes.
Error.
So you have 9
So I have 9, yeah.
All the time.
I'm a robot.
All right. Just makes me think of that some guy made an orchestra out of like old analog computer parts.
Oh, I
So
love
there's
it.
2 scanner beds, 8 hard drives, and like 16 floppy drives. And
They play music.
the grindings and clickings actually make music, which is
That's really cool.
yeah.
Like a musical Goldfarb machine.
Basically.
Goldberg.
Goldberg. Rube Goldberg.
Is it Goldberg or Farb?
Rube Goldberg. That's it. All right. So is everyone done with attributes?
Yeah, I
Are we
guess
good?
so.
I hope
Yes.
so.
Maybe.
Can we restat later if we realize
Yes,
we're
you can
a
circle
moron?
back around. Nope, it's all written in stone.
You're a samurai with no agility. I
Oops.
fucked that up. Their muffins are delicious.
Which ones are you eating?
They're awesome.
This? Are there multiple different kinds?
There's banana
right.
chocolate chip, and then there's pumpkin date.
Oh,
I
Orange.
believe I got the banana. It's delicious.
Banana's
Oh,
yummy.
yeah, it's so good.
Thank you.
They're
Okay.
kind of.
They're good. They're good.
Are they kind of healthy? They taste kind of healthy.
No.
I'm gonna line in
not the least.
I'm gonna line in my brain anyway. I'm like, yeah, totally healthy.
You know what? It's the whole wheat flour.
There you go.
Modicum of health.
Okay, so now we move on to skill points. So, if you consult the last page on this little pile of handouts and everything that I gave you, there's a nice little list of skills.
Skills list. Is this all skills?
That is all the skills.
We're only allowed to have 5?
Only
6?
5 skills. Every skill starts at 0. And you have how many points to distribute?
You have
What?
Yeah.
12.
Yeah, I like this.
So
This is cool.
you've got 12 skill points to distribute. You can have 5 skills. Note that you can also spend 1 point of those skills to give yourself a specialization in one of your other skills.
Just a little bit like World of Darkness.
So a little, kind of like World of Darkness, where if you have firearms, you can specialize in like a certain type of firearm,
Or just pistols.
or just pistols.
Yeah.
And that gives you a +2 dice bonus instead of just the base +1 you would get for putting just the 1 point in base firearms.
So you spend an extra point into specialization that does not count towards the base skill point level.
Correct.
And you can only do that once.
Yeah.
Oh, you can only do one
Yes.
of all of them.
You also all get to select one knowledge skill. Knowledge skills are not rolled. It's just, I know about street gangs. I know about protocol. I know Japanese. You
That's
know.
outside of the 5.
That's outside the 5. However, if you want more than one knowledge skill, you can have your, one of your other skill selections be additional knowledge skills.
So how many points do we get for?
12 points altogether.
And so, what's the maximum for, like, what's the scale of how good you are at something
it's
versus not
5.
good?
Maximum is 5.
Yeah.
So maximum is 5.
Alrighty, that is super helpful to know.
Oh.
So if you don't pick one of those as your skills, you can't use it at all, or you just roll a flat.
You can still use it, but you're just rolling the linked attribute in that case. So, classic example is firearms. You want to shoot somebody. That is firearm skill plus agility. So everything it's just like Roll of Darkness. It's an attribute plus a skill to create a dice pool. If you didn't have firearms, you would just roll your agility as a dice pool.
Okay. I have a question.
Yes.
One of my things about her was going to be that she doesn't spend a lot of time hacking because she has a little cadre of people who do that for her.
Okay.
Can that be my knowledge skill? Is that I have these people that are my I'll do all the hacky
That's
stuff?
going to be a contact, so you'll
So save
fill that in later.
Okay.
Yeah.
So not that.
Yeah. Knowledge skill is something that you personally know, regardless of any kind of outside
So
circumstances.
for me, if I have knowledge, I would have a lot of different knowledges.
Hey,
no.
Who, me? No.
It's you.
I'm fine.
No one wants to feel my feet. They're glorious. Feel them.
Yes, so that is correct. In fact, you could, if you want, spend most of your points on knowledge skills.
But I have biotech, engineering, tracking, and hacking.
Okay, yeah, tracking and hacking are definitely your two most important. Engineering is also, is it engineering or electronics?
Engineering, no, they're two different things.
Probably
Engineering is auto
electronics.
repair, aircraft repair, boat repair.
Yeah, so
Electronics actually is more important.
Really?
Yes, because you use that to fix
Survive.
yourself. Yeah,
Alright.
yeah.
So,
Why am I always the tank?
it's saying that skills, or strength has no skills.
Correct.
Linked to it, right?
Correct.
Okay. So, if I have my natural weapon amp, does that mean that might change which skills I might choose and which skills I might choose to put points in?
Your natural weapon amp would fall under close combat
Okay,
as
so
an
for
attack.
instance, having close combat would make sense.
It would make
because-
sense.
Okay, just making
Oh.
sure.
Your strength is, what did you put your strength at out of
you have a
curiosity?
7.
Yeah, I'm
Okay.
writing down.
Your strength
specific,
determines how much damage your
Oh, no.
Okay.
So just firearms is your base.
And I'm trying to make
okay.
it
And
more
then you can
rounded,
also
I
do
guess.
intimidation
That's hard.
base, and then, you don't have to do...
Yeah.
All of
Okay.
these would be
Is it bad?
specializations, and you
All
can
my
only take one of
skills are
those.
agility based.
Okay.
So,
Oh, I see.
yeah.
Like I said.
Since you're a gunslinger, you'll probably want to take the pistols specialization,
this game
but then you'll
apparently
just
the same
take
thing.
negotiation,
Yeah.
and take intimidation, and then you can
Oh.
choose 2 more. And
Okay.
then knowledge.
I like that much better.
Can we learn a new skill later?
Oh, you
Yes.
Go and then
no
like
worries.
sub it out or
Yes.
So, are there any skills that are I don't know. I mean, I see that some of them are specific to only certain types.
Mm-hmm.
But like, as say street shaman, that doesn't count as magician, for instance.
Right. As a shaman,
Street shamans, I think they do conjuring, don't they?
you want to do conjuring and
I think a street shaman does count as a magician
well, okay.
because they use magic. And
Oh, I thought you were saying sorcery.
Yeah.
No.
Conjuring, astral combat. Yeah, when it says magicians only, that includes you.
Okay.
You're awakened, so you are a magician in that sense.
Okay, but so you were saying, for instance, astral combat and conjuring would be the ones that say would make the most
Those
sense.
would be the two primary ones. You can take sorcery if you want and have some spells as well, but your two primaries would be conjuring and astral combat.
Okay, so that is really good to know. Now a fifth one. Oh no.
Pressure points is part of like martial artistry, I would think, right?
Sure. So yeah, hacking, tracking, and electronics.
Right, I got it. I have biotech too.
Okay, so you took biotech, first aid medicine, cyber technology, fine. You know the nanos and whatnot. Okay, and then
Knowledge, electronics, tracking, and hacking.
and
Task.
so you get 2 knowledge actually.
Would she not take tasking if she's urged?
No, she doesn't need tasking because AIs do not summon sprites
Oh, okay.
or thread complex forms.
No.
All right.
Slightly different.
Okay. Oh, right. That would be covered by hacking with her using programs.
Right.
And,
Precisely.
All right. Cool.
Wait, so I have 2 knowledge?
You get a free knowledge, and then since you've only taken 4 skills, you could take a second knowledge.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have 5.
Oh, you took 5 skills?
Well, I already have a knowledge down.
Oh, okay, right. So
that's
you
it.
get a free knowledge.
Another one?
Everyone
So
gets a free
6
knowledge.
total.
5 skills plus 1 knowledge.
Can my knowledge
Okay.
be of like general but more than most people of like the inner workings of corporation, like security and sort of
Corporate security?
basically like if we needed to break into a corporate place, I would have a general knowledge about what kind of security they're using, what kind of
What you might
guards they
expect.
have,
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Not a good thing.
No, I've got that one already.
Oh!
Shit, that's what I wanted to do. I don't know what else I know.
I've got knowledge private security, so.
You could it could be as
You do
simple as
knowledge
local
corporation.
geography.
Yeah.
You know the street, you know the city streets really well. You know where to get the best falafel. You know which stuffer
that is
shack
a
has the
strength.
least
That
number
is
of
a
roaches in its burritos, you know.
Yeah.
Although if you really want that authentic crunch.
You know which has the most roaches in its burritos.
Yeah. All right.
But so private and corporate is the same thing.
Yeah, pretty
Yeah,
much.
yeah.
You know, let's go sorcery, because that's just random.
You could do like corporate infrastructure.
Yeah, corporate hierarchies.
Yeah.
You know, or bureaucracy, a knowledge of corporate bureaucracy.
How far would that extend? Just to like general structure? Or?
Goes all the way to the top, baby.
Yeah.
No, yeah, no, it would be knowledge of how these departments interact with each other. So if you were trying to like put some pressure on like some cog, some mid-level cog, you would know like which department he'd most care about and finding out about certain secrets or whatever, you know.
Yeah. Or like if we need to kidnap someone from like a corporate security joint, you would know where that division would be in, in their headquarters.
Exactly.
That makes sense. Because I feel like probably we all know the city with some amount of.
Well, some amount. But if you're taking a knowledge, it's you're saying I'm on this whole other level, you know.
So I have my knowledges. So one
Yeah.
is like protocols, like how things are done in different organizations, within groups,
Yeah.
That kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And then I also have another knowledge of like life coach skills. So
Motivational?
yeah, trying to help people be their best.
Okay.
And to be of service in that way.
Okay.
So like so that kind of like
Mm-hmm.
like in terms of like making somebody's day as best as possible, how they can be self-actualized.
Okay.
Like that type of programming was, for some reason I plugged into that. It was part of my programming, but then becoming sentient, it became even more like
Yeah.
I get
So it's almost like-
why that's important.
It's almost like human psychology.
Exactly.
Yeah, okay.
That's what I almost put down, but I just put life coach down
Yeah, that's
just
fine.
to have that as something that's
Yeah. Absolutely.
what
Oh.
yeah.
I know. Can I have knowledge of like? I guess it'd be real estate, but basically what buildings are like open and available as hideout locations?
Seems like a streetwise kind of
Yeah, I would just say streetwise.
street knowledge.
Street knowledge, yeah.
Knowledge.
I know the streets.
Yes.
That's exactly what I'm writing. Streets.
Streets.
That's right.
There's Elm over there, and then first
Right.
runs perpendicular. Don't
How
take
about gun
fourth.
sales,
No, never
trade
take
talk? Would that?
Gun, like the gun market?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Oh,
That'll
yeah.
be my knowledge.
Totally.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. Oh, this is a really nice rig you got here. Yeah, custom sights. Yeah. Yeah. Cool.
Love it.
All right, so speaking of which, we are moving on to arguably the most important part of character creation, which
Okay.
is shadow amps.
Yay.
So shadow amps are your powers, essentially.
Okay.
Again, part of these handouts is you have some amps listed there. You can take the basic amp that's provided, or you can customize it in a way.
Wait a minute.
Are amps the first
The
3
amps-
pages? Is that
There's a bunch of them actually. It's
Yeah,
page
it's under-
202 through page 204.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's what I said.
Yeah,
It's
that's
the
what
first
she.
3
Yeah, the
pages.
first 3
Oh,
pages.
sorry.
Yeah.
Also page 65. That'll give
Yeah.
you some base stuff
That's
too.
what I said, booby traps.
Yeah.
Amps.
Amps.
Anarchy catalog.
Base,
Okay.
base, base, base.
Yeah, we got it.
Okay. You have
No, get away from that. You want to off yourself today.
Stop it.
all right.
Wants the attentions.
Let's see. Sage, you have 10 shadow amp points.
Boom. Have fun. What-
Everyone else, and then Dave does as well. However, he's already done it. Everyone else has 8.
Why do I get 10?
Because they had to spend 2 to be awakened or emerged.
Yes.
Okay.
So you have 8 shadow amp points. As you see on the catalog, the shadow amps cost points. Renee, I have already, just to facilitate your process, I've already taken a look at what a gunslinger adept would most benefit from.
Great.
So if you look under adept amps,
Okay.
yep,
Yeah.
that would be an attribute boost for agility,
Okay.
improved reflexes, and mystic armor.
Improved reflex and mystic armor?
Mm-hmm.
Ooh.
Now, as you spend your shadow amp points, keep in mind that any points you don't spend become your edge attribute.
What is that? What?
Well,
Edge.
that's your edge attribute.
Yes.
Edge is, well, how to. You go ahead.
Edge is a nice little point pool that you can spend to get rerolls, give yourself increased chances of success.
Okay.
So,
So,
Everyone starts with 1 edge.
Yes.
Except for humans who
So-
start with 2.
correct.
if I'm reading this
Oh.
right, you have a max of 6 shadow amps
Total,
total.
but you have,
But you have
10 points
and
to
you
spend.
can allot them as you like. And it says you can make up one of your own.
You can make up one of your own if you have something in mind, or you can modify an existing one. So, like if you saw Cyber Arm, you're like, I want to have cyber spurs that I can shoot as well, like little shuriken.
That's cool.
Then you would combine Cyber Arm with spurs. I think spurs is on there, right?
Yeah.
And then you would add an added effect, which is a cost increase of +1.
Okay.
Okay.
And what is essence? I'm seeing -1 essence.
Correct. So essence is your spirit. Our magical friends here will have 6 essence. Getting cyberware and getting bioware
Decreases.
decreases
Because
it.
you become more machine than man. So, Dez's character has none.
She actually does have 6 essence because it is like matrix essence, if you
I
will.
see. Oh, okay. And so, if my character.
It's because she's natively.
So the only way you can mod yourself at all is either through implantation or nanobots or magical stuff.
You got it. Yes, this game asks, what price will you pay?
That's true.
What are critter amps?
So critter amps normally are off limits. However, certain situations give them to you. For example, being a minotaur gives you a critter amp of natural weapon.
Gotcha.
Or being
Oh,
a
I see.
changeling, you could take a natural weapon as well if you wanted like actual bitey fangs that would hurt people. So
So is
Doesn't
it?
want mighty fangs.
Yeah.
So as a non-awakened, I cannot take any magical amps, but I can take adept amps. Those are off limits,
Those
too.
are off limits as well. Yeah, normally yes.
It did not say that. It lied to me.
I know,
I
that's what I'm
know.
kind of curious. Like, for Like I know, like for instance, I would have access to magical amps,
Yeah.
but
And Matrix Amps is only for Dez's character.
Matrix amps can be for anybody.
Anyone
I mean,
can use
if you
them,
want a
but-
cyber deck, right? So
which ones are like that's what I'm trying to figure out. Then
Yeah.
is like which ones are off limits.
you can
Technomancer is off limits
For
for
sure.
anyone except Dez.
yeah.
Sure.
You probably don't want Cyberware
No.
because that reduces your spell casting ability.
Yes.
BioWare is a little bit better.
But still reduces it.
It still reduces your essence by a half, but a half is better than a full.
Yeah. So basically, magical amps or
Sorry.
gear or social.
Yeah.
I mean, you could take a drone if you wanted a drone.
The
but
amp level, how many points it costs
Mhm.
to add it?
Yeah.
yes.
How many
And then
weapons
there's
are you allowed to have?
qualities?
You
Oh, and
start
qualities
with
are separate,
two weapons,
right?
but
Yes.
if you take a weapon
Okay.
as your amp, then that doesn't count towards the max.
But also
if
I can take
understand.
more where that came from and I get 2 additional weapons.
Mhm.
So that's a yep. For sure.
Yes. So for Opal, you definitely want to take a look at the Matrix amps
Yeah,
because the
I'm looking at
the
them.
cyber deck is essentially your
Right,
kind
domain.
of like you. It's not literally a cyber deck in your case, but it's kind of
Right.
your overall.
It is you.
Yes, it is you. What is your firewall? What is your matrix condition monitor?
That's a good question.
So if I have already the natural weapon one,
Mm-hmm.
then I don't need to put points in it.
Right, you get it for free.
Okay, and that's what I wanted to check because for some of them, the amount of points you haven't or that it costs isn't necessarily like you've put those points in and that makes it better or worse or anything like that. Again, I'm
what way?
trying to think because that's kind of like how it is in World of Darkness. Because you know, there's like a degree how many points you
Right.
want to put in it.
Right.
But with these ones, you're just outright buying it
You're outright buying
and
it.
you have it, and that's
That's it.
okay.
Okay.
No.
Alright, so we're street, so we get 12 skill points. Alright, so you're gonna have to lose one of these points if you want to get a specialization in pistols, because that'll cost you 1 skill point.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Let's see. Maybe. I guess disguise, but that includes like cosmetics and eyebrows, and they're pretty epic.
Did you get those
If
tattoos?
pistols,
Yes. Oh, so that
If
might
pistols
explain
are-
why I only have 1 point in it,
Oh,
because
that
then I
could
don't
be.
have to. Like,
Actually, you can take it as a quality. Epic,
Oh.
epic eyebrows. That could be a quality that you take.
and so then I would okay.
I like
yeah,
that.
How many
yeah.
qualities do we get?
2 positive, 1 negative.
Drop it to 1 and then add it.
yeah,
You
and
can't
then
get an
that'll
extra
take care of
positive
your
by
extra
adding an
points, so
extra.
you're,
Oh,
you're
okay.
good on skills.
Oh, I see.
Plus 4, 6. Okay, you're good.
Vampires?
I have a question.
Vampires?
Yeah, it's a
Under
virus.
critter amps?
Nice.
Okay, so for a lot of these things, it's talking about damage, and it has a lot of little acronyms. So
Okay,
like
right.
P, A, A, S. like all of these are-
Okay.
Okay, right.
Now I have to
What do
go.
they stand for? Like,
Okay.
Awesome,
P
thank
is
you.
physical damage.
okay.
S is stun. AA is armor avoidance.
Wait, and what are critter amps again? Who can take them?
Technically just critters. However, as a changeling, if you see something that you think works for you,
Okay.
you can petition me
Aren't
for
they
that.
all critters?
And this little table here can be applied to any amp, actually. So Renee, you've got most of your character done already, actually. So
Super.
yeah. So I don't know if you want to show up a little early next week. And we'll just finish it up.
Yeah, and then we can finish the rest.
Perfect.
Yeah.
All right.
Yay.
Glad you're able to get some done.
Do you want to leave that here?
Yes. Yeah, I was going to.
I'll take it.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thanks for showing up.
Yeah.
Wish me luck.
Good
Not
luck.
going to sleep much.
Nope.
No. Go see The Shape of Water.
Yeah. Oh,
All right. Yeah, we're going to a big city where there's like theaters.
yeah.
Yes.
Go do that.
All right.
Fun.
Bye bye.
Bye, Renee. Oh. Okay.
No.
So I picked Cyberdeck 3, Hammer, which is
Please, Hammer, don't hurt him.
dude, I'm gonna hurt you because +2 damage in cyber combat.
Mm-hmm.
Biofeedback 2, which is deal cyber combat damage to your opponent's physical or matrix condition monitors.
Good, good.
And then Cleaner is a Technomancer amp, which is erase your 3 most recent matrix actions from being seen by God.
Cool.
So, if you wanted to do something through me, And then God won't be able to see it.
That's right.
I will erase it.
I have 2 critter powers that I would like to query you about.
Please, query.
Query. So natural weapon, because
Yeah.
it refers to claws, teeth, which she basically has both.
Sure.
Of. Okay.
That's fine. If
And-
you want to take that instead of cyber claws.
Yeah, well, because she doesn't have the claws she uses are not like implanted. I figured it's a gear that she wears that like is on her hand. And
Oh,
is
okay.
separate from
Okay,
her.
sure.
Because my thought about her is that she tries to mod herself internally as little as possible. That was her
I'm getting that.
psychological effect when the change happened.
Okay,
Is that she
that's
was
totally,
like,
yeah.
"Ugh," so her self-identity. But the other thing I was going to ask about is control thoughts, because it's intimidation and negotiation tests, which is I was going to take another intimidation thing anyway. Also,
Mm-hmm. Right, you're going to take fear, right?
I was
Social.
thinking about it.
Yeah, control thoughts is more of like a kind of supernatural kind of like monster, like a vampire maybe, or it's kind of next level stuff.
Okay, so not like a changeling elf thing.
Not a class 1 changeling.
Okay.
You'd have to be a pretty fucked up looking changeling.
Fair enough.
And hey, who knows?
Yeah,
Yeah,
there
you
are
might
3
get there.
classes. There's class 1, 2, and 3. So work your way up. But yeah,
Like- it's like
fear
the
is
geek-
an excellent selection.
Like
That's
the
a good
geek
one.
tier, right?
Yes, exactly. Tears of geekness.
Yes.
What do I want?
All right.
So you feel good with your amps?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Biofeedback, so I can.
And I was gonna say,
Deal
like
damage to my opponent's
with your
system.
protocol knowledge, if you want to include like Japanese in that as a language, since
Yes.
that's kind of a lingua franca of the
Yeah.
period.
Yeah. No, I mean, I feel like the protocols would consist of being able to. Like, I was originally programmed to be part of the corporate sort of sphere.
Mhm.
So,
Exactly.
because of that, I would have certain languages that I would know.
Mm-hmm.
And then be able to speak
Mm-hmm.
and know how to behave in those social situations.
So it's like like really formal Japanese.
Yeah.
You don't know street Japanese.
No. Unless I plugged into that, unless there was a device that had that on it.
You could
which I
download
would
Skillsoft
inhabit,
and
then I'd be
yeah.
like, oh, okay.
All of a sudden it's like, what's up, bitches, in
Yeah.
Japanese.
Wait a minute.
How useful is, say, stun damage versus physical damage?
It really depends on how you want to play your character. I mean, physical damage will kill somebody.
Mm-hmm.
Stun damage will knock them out.
Okay.
So
Okay.
your horns are going to do physical,
Yes, they will.
whether you like it or not.
Well, I like the option.
It is a nice option, yes.
It's an option.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
So Bioware Arms just lets you re-roll agility related rolls. It doesn't actually give you extra die.
Right. Not as handy.
Ha, ba-dum-bum.
So qualities.
I think is everyone still doing their shadow
I
amps?
only have like 4. Is it fine that I
have 4.
Yeah, no, it's however many points you have to spend. So if you only end up buying 4,
Or
then
3.
Well, I have extra points,
Or 3.
but can I do like later? Can I decide to add another
you
shadow
can
amp?
pick up shadow amps later, or you can improve shadow amps that you already have.
Okay.
Like if you have a gear shadow amp for a weapon,
Mm-hmm.
you can, and you were like, I want to get this baby fitted out with some custom sights and stocks and whatever. You could put some points into upgrading your amp. So
Okay.
So would but the extra point that we may have that goes into edge, right?
Anything you don't.
yeah, anything you don't spend goes to edge, and you get 1 edge, or 1 edge for free, since we don't have any humans. Well, you, but
So what happens if you add extra points to your, or you can't do that
to what?
to your shadow amps?
Oh yeah, you can do it right now.
So what happens if you add extra points for them?
It just costs more.
They do more things.
Yeah.
And then, so like what's your current shadow amp?
Oh.
What? What?
Like, which one are you considering?
Yeah, what
upping?
one do you have right now?
Oh, well, I'm looking at more where that came from, fear and
Okay.
natural weapon, and then maybe jack of all trades.
So, like on page 65, which I printed out there, you've got the shadow amp cost table, and you're going to look on the added effect or reaction enhancement level. Those 2 tables there.
So for every extra point you put in, that's what you get.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, yeah. Based on the thing.
Got it. Okay.
I guess it would be you're rolling from one that it came from. If she wants to spend multiple amps for that, then she would just gain additional weapons.
So you gain additional weapons, which would be an advanced effect.
Yeah.
So,
Ooh, how many extra weapons?
How much does it cost
No, it's
normally?
for 1 point, you get 2 additional weapons.
So I'd say for every additional point, you get 2 more weapons. So.
Yeah, more weapons.
But you can only have 6 weapons max.
All
All right, you're a walking arsenal.
Hell
I'm
yeah.
always accidentally the tank. I can't help it. It's what I love.
With Renee too. I mean,
Oh,
it's like
yeah.
we got like physical arms set up with those 3. We have
Yeah.
magical defense.
Magical and
We
cyber.
have cyber defense.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
No,
good.
you guys are a well-balanced party.
How important
We
is
have
Jack of all
face.
trades?
You don't really have a face.
That's gonna be fun.
Everyone's face.
That could be the face.
I'm actually
Yeah.
charisma.
I could be the
That's
face
true.
for
Oh, you
cat
do?
people.
No, it's
Yeah.
4.
Cats,
It's
cats,
4. I'm a minotaur.
I've got 2 charisma,
Mine's
so
3.
cat people love me. But only cat people.
You have to count on
Dog
that.
people hate
You're
me.
a
If you
face
get-
in certain
If you
situations.
get a good drone for me to inhabit, then I could be a face.
That's
Yeah.
true.
yeah. Well, you can also set up
The
our
ability
meetings.
to re-roll of one failed die when you're rolling a skill you don't have. Is that super important or not really?
You roll 1 failed die when you're rolling a skill you don't have. I don't know.
That kind of limits you though, right? Because Edge basically lets you do that anyway. So like you're sort of spending points that you don't need to on something. I could just use Edge for whatever I wanted.
Depends on how much edge you have. I suppose.
Yeah.
Edgy.
Edge is a
Depends on how edgy
resource.
you are.
So, is the agility question, would that come up now at this point in time, or no? Or are we past that point?
What is the
With
agility
Sage's
question?
original agility
Oh
question.
yeah, which was how can I increase my agility without inserting
I think we've
shit
answered
inside
that,
me?
right?
Have we?
Yeah.
Oh.
Also, as we're playing, you can spend karma to increase your attributes.
Yes. So basically, it's your
Oh.
native agility
Right.
is the best way to do that,
Right.
which is buying up your agility with your
Right.
karma.
Yeah.
Okay. I didn't realize we had answered that, but thank you for answering that.
Yeah, we sort of sidled into it.
Yeah.
Sure.
I was just wanting to make sure that it was covered, that's all.
Thank you for that, facilitator.
I appreciate that, Des.
Facilitatrix.
Protocol.
That's right.
Making sure questions get answered.
Mm-hmm.
Everything is covered and everyone's heard.
John heard?
Yes, John heard. Alright.
Sensing there's still some writing coming from the left side
Yeah,
of the table, so
Sorry.
we're
Be
just
patient.
chilling.
No, it's all good.
So
We can talk about-
fear, I could add +1, 2, and then I would get an extra die. Is that correct?
Let's see here. So you want an extra die for fear. So that would be
One extra.
+1 per die.
Right.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
That seems helpful. No, I'll be scary as fuck.
Well, your little write-up was scary enough. I mean,
Yeah, your write-up was intense.
if someone was staring at me and just started licking their hand, I
I'd
would.
be like, I'm gonna walk away slowly.
Oh.
You mean you haven't?
I thought of something else.
It's not something.
We have been in Santa Fe for almost 8 years. We have not experienced that.
I thought of something else too. So her teeth actually ended up a little fangy, like not vampire fangy, but a little bit.
Yeah.
But she has this thing that looks like a file that she uses to make it look like she's filing her teeth, but it's actually just a cinnamon stick that she's like, but it looks like a file, and so people are like, is she filing her teeth or not? Because she just sits there like,
Nice.
cinnamon.
It's like me with my stimulants.
Yeah. Stimulants 2075.
Oh.
E-stimulants.
Okay.
Well, I was just reading up on all the tech and everything. Like basically everything's wireless. So like even your pants are wireless, and they tell you when it's time to wash them, and you can put your music into them. So it's good stuff.
Good times.
Someone can hack your pants.
Someone can hack your pants. Exactly.
That seems intense.
Although the pants cannot be inhabited by an AI. Sadly.
Does it become 2 hits or 3 hits?
It's too simple
on
of a
the
form
fear
for me
thing,
to-
since I'm adding one.
It stays the same the number of hits, so you're increasing the chances you'll get that number.
Okay, great.
I guess my question about quality, so I can start thinking about a quality, is,
Oh,
is
sure.
it like an adjective or is it like a...
Quality is something that's going to add, usually it's something that's going to add a die or two to your dice pool. If it's positive, you take 2 positive qualities and 1 negative. A negative is going to subtract.
Okay.
So, for example, Ken, right?
Yep.
Ken's our man. Ken is addicted to Better Than Life SimSense.
Yep.
So he's an obvious addict, so he loses 3 dice on all social pools.
Does good
Wait,
things for my
because you're just
already base 2
'Cause he's
charisma.
a-
Because I'm scratching and itching
He's a
and
beetle
Weird to be
tweaker.
around.
Yeah.
and always kind of staring off into the distance because this reality sucks.
Yeah.
That's fair.
I'm thinking you two probably met on the Matrix before anything.
I don't know. I don't really have hacking. I think I do like I don't even download the BTLs. I actually have a chip dealer that I probably go to.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Did you take a rig or whatever?
No. It actually you need a custom SimSense unit to do BTLs. So I have one from as one of my gear.
Ah, very good.
Yeah.
Very good.
Yeah, I'm not too sure.
2 positive, 1
The
negative.
Matrix is a big place.
So,
Yeah.
Sure.
what are spirit types?
Ah, yes.
Like what spirit types are there? I
Okay,
suppose.
let me have something here for you. I can print out. Yeah. So it's kind of wide open.
We can just make them up. Or...
Let me give you some examples here from the characters. Distinctive style, high fashion, brand loyalty to Shiawase Corporation. Those are the 2 positives, and then the negative is go big or go home. Leader of the pack and gearhead, and emotional attachment to motorcycle.
My bike.
My bike. Ambidextrous and home ground barons, and paranoia. Stuff like that. So
I think I might have to take cat-like. That just seems like...
definitely. Which would be like +1 die on stealth rolls, for example.
+2, I think.
+2, even better. Oh yeah, that's right. There's a list. Yeah, so you can go off the list.
Oh, you
No, but there
Or-
is no list here.
Yes,
There's
there
just
is.
only a piece of a list.
No, there's a list.
the full
Did I not
list.
print the whole
sorry.
thing?
Qualities 204.
Yeah, and then 205.
Oh, thank you so much. I have allergies. How about that? No, I'm
That's
kidding.
totally fair.
I'm kidding.
Who would lie about having allergies?
Someone who's never had them.
No, I mean negative quality. The first one is allergy.
Oh.
So I just.
I thought you were,
Oh, me. That's
I
why.
thought
I
you were
didn't
saying
see
that you personally had allergies, and that's why you
no.
didn't see that
Oh
sheet.
no.
That's also what I thought.
No. Oh yeah. No. I'm stream of consciousness. I'm sorry.
Can only shamans take mentor spirits? Or is that for
To
everybody?
start with, yes.
Okay. That seems like it would.
And Jade wanted a list of spirits, right?
Spirit types.
This is tough for a
Mm-hmm.
DI to. Oh, it has a mentor spirit cat, Sage. Did you see that?
What?
I'm sure that's why she asked.
What? No, I
It says
didn't.
mentor spirit cat.
I hadn't looked at that. I was looking at
Well,
rat, actually. But,
No. Or it's a cat one. There's also a coyote one.
but I can't take them. So sad. Why is there not one that's +2 to agility tests? Fuck.
Oh,
That's what I want.
one is
Isn't
that
there one that was agility?
Cat.
No, a cat has agility.
I just
athletics
I
and
meant in
stuff.
general.
Oh, and- yeah. There's one that says natural hardening. It's for technomancers only. Reduce matrix damage taken by 2.
Since you have access, since you're emerged, you have access to some technomancer stuff. You could take that.
Natural hardening.
Yeah.
It just means I'm not.
It means you have it means that your firewall is even better than it should be, essentially.
Your matrix body is naturally hardened.
Yeah.
Hardened. Okay.
Elf poser. I love that that's a negative quality.
Yes, there are humans who wish they were elves, so they have their ears surgically modified to be pointy.
Like, I feel like, what if an elf takes that, like, no one believes you're an elf even though you are an elf?
It's a negative quality because elves can't stand that shit. So it's like fucking poser.
Okay, so I have natural hardening. Code Slinger, +2 dice to hacking tests.
Emotional attachment's interesting.
Okay. +2.
And to me, a natural negative quality would be something like doesn't understand meat space or something to that effect.
I think that's just overall. Oh.
Oh.
I think that's just the overarching normal though.
Well, it's if you wanted to put a mechanical.
If I
effect
wanted
on
to
it.
give a phobic thing to it, I may have developed a phobia of some type of human thing or meat thing.
Possibly, yeah.
I just think of just making it more nuanced, just like,
Sure.
This is for me to hang on to.
why are you crying,
Thank you.
etc.
If I choose distinctive style as my negative,
Mm-hmm.
can I just go ahead and make it, she always wears, basically this outfit, she always wears this outfit.
Yeah.
And I just make that her, like,
Sure.
people just know who the fuck she is.
Yeah, I was gonna say, does that mean that you like have no,
It means that,
like you don't blend in well, like everyone really notices you?
so you're always seen wearing, and then it says choose style, and then its opposition is at a +2 dice to recognize or remember you.
Exactly.
Okay.
But
like
between her ginger hair, the feline features, like, I think the clothes are less important. I think it's just that she
Your
always
overall
looks
look,
like
yeah.
that. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, we're looking for this broad. Go to this bar, she's gonna look like this.
But she's super stealthy, so I feel like that's a good.
Well, that's physical stuff.
If they see her. because
If they
maybe
see
don't
her,
always
exactly.
see her.
There you go.
If they see her, they
If
know
they
who the
see
fuck
her.
she is.
That's right.
Which I think she's fine with.
Right.
You better believe I'm coming for you.
May I modify one of my mentor spirits? A
Of
little
course, yeah, sure.
Okay.
It's a narrative system.
I know. I'm just gonna chat
Of course.
because I'm that person.
No, sure. No, see, if we were playing the main version of the game, it would be like, all right, how many points do you have to modify this with? And da, 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 mods and.
So I'm trying to hone this a little more because, if I had the life coach, human psychology knowledge base,
Yeah.
so I wouldn't necessarily not understand, but I get there's just like a true understanding. I will never understand that physical
Sure.
experience. Okay, shush, 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 shush. Stop, stop.
Stevie doesn't understand either.
He's like, you tell him, sister. Yeah.
I'm trying to make it a little more nuanced,
Well, actually, one negative quality, which I think we discussed when we were discussing a character, is you could take a corporate sin. You have a sin number from the corporation that you were created by.
Those guys.
Oh yeah, actually I was about to ask about that
Mhm.
because it says that there's nation, criminal, and then corporate.
So I think it's just basically assumed as a Shadowrunner, you do not have a system identification number, which is your kind of like your credit report, birth certificate, social security number, and everything all rolled into one. It's you are in the system. So as a Shadowrunner, you probably do not have one. So if you want to have one as part of your background, then you would actually take that as a negative quality.
Yes, I was just curious, like what the. I understand like on some level like what the difference is.
Oh, okay. So let's see. We had corporate,
National,
and then what was the
Criminal,
third?
obviously,
Criminal,
like
yeah.
you've been entered into the system because you went to jail or something.
Exactly. Corporate versus national is basically megacorps are a sovereign entities themselves. So it's just really flavor.
And they're also
Well, that's
generally
what I
more
didn't-
powerful than nations.
Generally, yeah.
Sure, I just didn't know if it was necessarily like that meant that you were an employee or.
Mhm. Usually it does.
Former employee, and generally Shadowrunners tend not to trust people who have corporate sins because they're
might
sort of
be-
working for the man.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
National sins can be handy because you can seek asylum or, just use the nation's, your rights as a citizen of that nation to your benefit. But
Gotcha.
Can I ask you on that? Is that strength divided by 2 plus 3?
Mhm.
And then I add that to whatever the normal damage would be?
that is
Or
the
that
damage.
becomes the
That is
damage,
the
no matter
damage
what.
for the natural weapon, yeah.
So if you added to that, would it up those numbers? Or
If you add it to your strength,
no, if I added to that skill, to the
to that
shadow
amp.
amp.
Yeah, I suppose, yeah.
So then
If you wanted it to do more damage.
would it
yeah.
make the plus number go up, or would it be?
Advanced damaging effect or additional dice pips. It would add to the plus, so it would be a +1 per +1.
Okay.
So. All right.
I don't know how I feel about having a sin if I don't know.
I was just throwing it out there.
I know, but I just can't think of anything else negative.
Okay. Maybe you're wanted.
Dead or alive?
Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe I contain some type of something that I don't know. I'm not feeling very
Valuable
creative
property.
today.
You could take valuable property or something like that.
Yeah, it just depends on like how far away I've been, how long it's been since I've been separated from.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we can always come back to that.
Maybe a distinctive style for you. Like you might have a distinctive coding style for your hacking.
Possibly, yeah.
A fist? Is that what it's called in telegraphing?
Mm.
It's called a fist.
Yeah, in fact, that would kind of fit with what we were talking about with AIs, where it's very hard for them to disguise themselves. Remember,
Right.
Like, it's kind of like It's like, no, that's a fucking AI that did that. Like.
You have a little heart monster face thing, like at the end of everything you do, little emojis.
Little smiley face. Yeah, that's a good idea. So what is that? Is that under
So what is
distinctive
edge good
style?
for?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, perception, recognize, remember, you perceive. Oh, plus
Edge
2.
is for rerolling
Yeah,
anything.
okay, we'll say distinctive code.
Yeah.
Distinctive.
There's actually a negative. I'm looking at data trails, the cyber supplement, and there's actually a negative quality called Leroy Jenkins.
What?
Awesome.
Are you serious?
Planning is not your strong suit.
Wow.
Following other people's plans is not
Not
your
your
strong
strong
suit. Rushing and swinging with both fists is the only plan you ever need.
Brilliant.
There's also one called Nerd Rage.
Oh.
What happens with nerd rage?
Character is a little more comfortable with machines than other individuals. Whenever the character fails a social test, the character takes it extremely personally and feels deeply humiliated about the encounter.
Ha ha ha.
There's wanted by God, so that would be like the wanted.
By God?
Grid Overwatch Division.
Oh.
They're the Matrix,
Right.
authority basically.
Overseers? Yeah.
Sorry, what are edge points for again? Just
Edge,
anything?
you spend edge points primarily to either buy a reroll. So like if I rolled a pool and I'm looking for 5s and 6s, so I got 2 successes there, I could spend an edge point and re-roll the 3 that I just failed, and I just got 2 more successes.
Yeah.
Or before I roll, I could spend an edge point and then instead of 5s and 6s, 4 5s and 6s.
And you also add a die.
And you add a die as well, like that. So
Okay.
wow, whoa, that would be 4 successes.
But it's not necessarily super important to keep a bunch of edge points if you have something meaningful you could spend one of those skill points on.
Yeah, I mean it's kind of up to you.
Yeah.
How you see yourself playing your character.
And edge regenerates between sessions. And do you also grant edge if we do?
I do have a little house rule to grant edge.
Okay.
Yeah.
And your edge can increase later, like if you want to put more points into it.
I believe you can spend
Probably.
karma to increase
I
edge.
sort of skipped the character advancement part. I'm like, I don't need to know
I
that.
think it just counts as
Wow.
increasing an attribute.
Yeah.
So you're
Yeah.
spending a point essentially and you spend another.
So that you can spend that point later.
Yeah, so I think it costs equal to the new level or the existing. Advancement
Yes.
70.
Okay.
Spend karma equal to the chosen attribute's new rating times 2.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it doesn't specifically say you can't increase edge, so.
I don't think
So disposition is what?
because they count as an attribute.
Okay, so actually we're going to get to disposition in a second. First thing you're going to do is assign armor. So armor it can literally be something that you're wearing, like armor plating or armored actioneer business clothes, which look like a normal business suit, but actually have,
Kevlar weave.
Kevlar weave,
Yeah.
yeah. Mhm. Or it could just be kind of your...
I know. I was thinking like something stupid like cargo pants. It's like on the exterior it looks like business pants, but on the interior it's like total cargo pants type.
It's reversible.
Yeah, reversible cargo
So you
pants.
can go on those
Ugh.
team building kayaking expeditions
Oh,
at a
gross.
moment's notice.
Yeah.
So like would there be a slit so they can get to the interior cargo part?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. It's
I
barely
mean,
perceptible.
With cyberware, you can actually create hollow recesses in your own body
True.
to store stuff.
True. Chopsticks, for example.
Yeah.
Oh, that's really important.
Cat's not into that. Sage is totally into that. Cat's not into that.
So, or it can just represent your sort of natural resiliency, or it can even represent a certain level of plot immunity. So, like,
Plot
if you're just lucky, if you're just naturally
I
lucky,
see. That's an armor.
that could be armor. So, armor, everyone gets 9 armor for free.
Okay.
However, if you want to downgrade to 6 armor, you get to add, what was it?
An extra skill
An
point.
extra skill point.
Is that it?
Yeah, that is it.
Okay.
That's why I couldn't remember. It's like, is it just a point?
Yeah.
If you want to upgrade to armor 12, then you have to deduct a skill point that you have already assigned.
Wait, a skill point or a shadow amp?
A skill point.
Skill point.
How many skill
I'll
points did we
deduce
get?
mine.
12.
Deduce? I'll
12.
reduce.
Oh, I forgot to assign points to skills. I just picked skills.
Ah, yes. So
What am I supposed to
you have 12 skill points.
Yeah.
And then
Maximum is 5 in any one skill. And you do not get any free points. They start at 0, so.
I see.
Reduce our armor to what?
If you want to reduce your armor to 6, you get 1 bonus point. If you want to increase it to 12, you have to lose a point.
But the knowledge you don't have to spend on anything. But
That's
for skill
right.
points.
That's right. Knowledge is just knowledge.
So I could just put
you put a K next to a knowledge skill. So
Okay, so I could just put 2 points into my 5 skills. And
Yeah.
Okay. Armor.
Oh, is it
So
right there?
so
the orange?
the armor that I'm
Is that
wearing
it?
basically creates those 9
Oh.
points.
Mhm.
Oh,
So the
there you
only
go.
way to get more armor is not like by buying a different piece of armor, it's by taking skill points away and putting them into armor.
I think later I would probably allow you to, yeah, here we go, improve armor.
So should we
Yeah.
fill in armor or do the thing where we fill in?
So blank spots for armor that you have, and then you fill in the ending.
Okay.
So I have 10 armor because one of my shadow amps is armor. And so I have 10 empty bubbles and then 5 filled bubbles.
Booyah.
Okay. So that's our natural armor, and then you're saying we can also.
It can just be natural armor. It can also be like a armored coat or armor plating or.
So I think that everyone starts with you're saying 9, right? And then we can choose extra armor.
Yes,
Okay.
but it costs you a skill point.
And armor protects you from everything?
Everything
because some
physical.
of them say +1 skill point, and some of them say -1 skill point, and some of them say neither of those things.
Where are you looking?
Under the armor.
Those are just sort of giving you ideas of the types of armor that would give you 9 points or 6 points or 12 points.
Or are you looking under a shadow amp?
Okay.
What
I'm
pa-
looking under armor. I'm just
What is
trying
the
to-
page number on that?
206.
206? Okay. That.
But that's what I'm trying to get a
I
sense of.
see.
Those are just you're saying examples. They're
Yes, right.
not add-ons. They're
That's
not
it.
things that we're like buying like everything else.
That's exactly it.
Okay.
Wait, so some armor gives you a skill point?
Yes, if it's armor 6.
Yeah.
And these are just examples on
Oh.
page 206 of what armor 6 would be. So, a synth leather jacket, or armor clothing, or actioneer business clothes.
I'm gonna do it.
So I don't have any of this.
Any of these
But
pages?
Matrix?
Oh, any of these.
That's what your firewall and all that stuff was from your
Okay.
cyber deck and your
Alright.
natural resiliency and whatever else that was that you took.
So my tactical clothing with the plates inside is probably armor clothing.
Yes, it could be if you wanted it to be.
But then I have my arms stuff too, which is like not on, so I can just call that 9.
Yeah,
right? Okay,
exactly.
doesn't matter.
Yeah.
So skill points that you put into skills, sorry, because I fucked that up. It's just, that's how many extra dice you roll? Or that's
Yes.
how much you add? to
Yes.
your
So
roll?
your skill rating is the number of dice you roll.
It's the dice.
And then you're gonna basically the best way to do it is to write down your skill number plus the linked attribute. So like if you had a 5 in close combat, you might want to write 5 plus A because that's 5 plus agility.
Oh,
You know.
that's good to know.
And that's how many dice you're rolling?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Wait a minute.
I know.
So
I'm
it's kind of
also-
like Roll the Darkness, where you're adding an attribute and a skill together.
Right.
Played World of
Which
Darkness.
is fine, but it's under the matrix amps. It's not telling me. Oh, skills. Sorry. Never mind.
Yeah. There's
Okay,
skills.
so
Skills.
Not
I got it.
touching
I got
that.
it. I got it.
It's not true.
I have a slight handle on it.
Okay,
now.
so...
I don't know. I don't know anymore.
I'm getting it.
I'll fix it later. If I have to.
Oh, so
We'll
that's-
fix it in
And that's
post.
why I picked it because I picked logic.
Yes.
So all my skills are in logic.
Okay. Good.
So that's what I'm adding together.
Right.
So
So like
Yeah.
your hacking skill is what?
2.
So you write 2 plus L.
Right.
And that would be
Right. And my logic is 5, so it'd be 7.
You'd have a 7 dice pool.
Yeesh.
Exactly.
These are all logic.
Okay.
7 for that.
I think I get it.
Yeah.
And then...
Mine was easy because I could just only choose really from logic.
Sure.
For now, I guess.
Okay.
And knowledge, you're just gonna write K because it's a knowledge skill. You know, because you don't have a dice pool for knowledge skills.
Logic is under. Not logic has knowledge skills under it.
I know, but you're just gonna write K to indicate that you don't roll anything.
I'm not following.
For knowledge skills, you never roll.
Oh.
You just know it.
Just know it.
Yeah.
Oh.
So you just write K as a reminder.
So would I
to
spend
yourself.
points in that?
You do. You took a skill slot to
Yeah.
take a knowledge,
Alright.
but you didn't put points into it.
I did.
Okay, take the points out and put them elsewhere.
Oh, sweet.
Take them out!
Yep.
I think the only time you would spend points on knowledge is if you didn't have your base 5 and then you spent 1 point to get another knowledge.
Yes, correct.
What else do extra skill points go into if you don't use them for skills, or you should assign
That's
them?
the only thing they go
use,
into.
Yeah.
Except armor.
They don't. Well, no, you get a skill point for taking less armor.
But you could spend a skill point to take more armor.
Well, you don't really. You're not spending it. You're losing it.
Yeah.
It's a trade.
Right.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
But I guess what she's saying is if we got skill points later on, could you use that skill point to buy yourself higher armor?
No.
No, because later on you don't get individual points, it's all karma. And so karma is the universal experience point that you spend to buy stuff with.
So you can use karma to buy more armor.
Yeah.
But I guess that's what I'm
Armor.
saying though.
Armor.
Okay. I don't know what my no skill is gonna be.
And armor is like if someone hits you, you lose that many armor points, and it's exhausted until.
Until you can refresh it.
Until the scene refreshes
It's sort
the
of
armor, yeah.
ablative damage.
Okay. So are we good with armor?
I think so. Okay, so also consulting the gear on page 206, you can now select your weapons. Everyone gets 2 starting weapons. They recommend 1 ranged and 1 melee.
Except some of us have 6.
Some of you have 6.
Was this about the special Minotaur-sized assault rifle?
Yeah.
Yes, of course.
I feel like I can't not.
Oh my.
Oh yeah, no, please partake.
Yeah, go for
I
it.
would love to see you use that.
You have fun with that.
Yes, yes, yes.
That is...
So I don't have any of this, do I?
No, you don't have any gear.
No gear.
No.
So do you
Because
have like
everything's
a physical...
my gear.
I was gonna
Well,
say, so do you have like a physical body then?
I can.
Well-
and I can jump. What?
no, I was going to say, actually, that would be... It's not going to be under weapons, but it's coming up.
Yeah.
When you select gear,
Yeah.
that's going to be your 1 bit of gear.
You
Yeah.
have, like a droid body.
I do have a droid. There is a droid body.
But
that I
essentially,
can-
your artificial consciousness,
my digital consciousness.
additional consciousness. Right, but that's what you are. It's like
Yeah,
you're
yeah,
essentially, you're
yeah.
like...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, an AI.
No, that-
it's a cloud. It's a
Yeah.
little. It's a
That was
spirit.
one of the many things that I posted last night that Obsidian Portal did not send out an update about.
drones.
It's drones. So
Well,
it's
but
the
she's
Okay,
the,
so...
the Sederkrupp Direction Secretaire, or the particular model you went for, which is the Ares Pygmalion.
Yes. So I do have a droid body that I can use, but I can also take my
You can jump
as
into
my
a
spirit into different devices. So if you need to take me onto a run to do something, I can be in this little device and like go
That's
into
so
different
adorable.
In fact, AIs are always on a cloud of some sort because any individual device cannot hold the entirety, so they're occupying pretty much every device that's in an area to some
I'm
level.
just imagining like you have like all sorts of like here's a Walkman and then
Yeah.
also like I
Like,
don't know
hi.
portable radio.
Yeah,
and,
there's
yeah,
Opal.
laptop.
Opal's there.
So
Opal's
where did
there.
we end up on
Opal.
collapsible?
And then even just calling upon me for something like, Opal, can you get us blah blah blah? And it's like, yeah, let me get.
Because
let
if
me work
not,
on
I'll
that.
just have blades that are just wakizashi sized. but-
Sure. So Jade, your thing was.
a Minotaur assault rifle.
Did I not include the name of the
Oh
damn
my
thing?
God.
Here, I'll find it.
Like it's got to have a great name.
It does.
It does, and that's the whole point, man. You got to get the brand name.
Maze blaster.
That's right. Let's see here. Minotaur.
Okay, what does a Minotaur do without a maze?
He makes his own.
The city is his maze.
Well, I'm just saying. I'm wondering if does that mean they're inextricably
Life
linked?
is a maze, Opal.
There you go.
Life is a maze.
Yes. Just a simple question. Just curious.
Wasn't born in a labyrinth, you know.
Looks like there's actually 2.
All of our labyrinths.
There's 2 that are used by the Minotaur Legion.
Holy shit.
So one is the Krupp Arms Kriegfaust,
Whoa.
Good.
Wow.
Yeah.
Awesome.
and then what is the other one?
You know I'm gonna ask which one has better.
That's right.
Points.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh.
Range.
Has better stats.
That's right.
Let's see. I don't know. Yeah, the Shadowrun forums chose a really bad time to go down.
Uh-huh.
Happened yesterday.
Oh dear.
They would.
That's not ominous at all.
No, not at all.
No.
We
No.
got this.
No, man. Where was it? God. Oh, I think that's it there. Nope, that's the Kriegfaust.
What? What's that?
The one I just showed.
Oh, what's the damage on that one?
So much. Or
16.
All the damage.
I mean, the other assault rifles have an 8.
12. I've seen 12.
This one
Grenades
is
are 12.
this one's a 9.
Oh,
I like
It's
it.
a heavy caliber.
hefty.
Let's just go with that one, shall we?
Okay. That's fine with me. So the Krieg
It's got a cool
Faust.
name.
I mean, the other one might be also cool, but
Yes.
I'm
Yeah.
sure
No,
so-
actually, if I remember correctly, that was 7.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So this
then.
one's 9 physical,
9 physical, yeah.
and its ranges. I'm saying okay close.
Let's see how Anarchy handles these.
Assault rifle is probably okay close. Okay,
But then
So,
the sniper rifle has the same.
Yeah, I'm actually using a little house rule for assault rifles that close, they're actually at -2. Because
Okay.
they're not
Okay.
really designed for up close work.
Sounds
Okay.
good.
And then near is
Okay.
and then far is
-2.
-2.
Oh,
Okay.
that's 2.
Oh, no, wait. Yeah, -2.
It is
okay.
minus
Got
So
Wait,
minus
so-
2. Okay, -2.
On here, we should change the AR to
-2.
-2 on the near. Wait, on close or on near? On close.
Close.
Yeah.
Because close is basically melee range. So if you imagine trying to use an AK-47 when someone's close enough to stab you,
Yeah.
I mean, you could get it between you and them.
you,
Just squeeze
you
the trigger and
could,
they
but
try.
yeah.
And can I get?
Or you could have a telescoping barrel on your assault rifle to turn it into a carbine.
Mine's collapsible.
Like this
What
guy.
are the what are the stats for my horns?
Yeah,
Yes,
so
horn stats.
strength divided by 2,
Okay.
plus 3, was it? I believe.
Oh.
Natural weapon is... Where are you a natural weapon? Yes, plus 3.
Oh, okay.
Strength divided by 2 plus 3, physical.
Okay.
Yeah, so in terms of collapsible things, that seems to be... I mean, look, you could make it if you want. It even says here, ooh, you know, be a rebel and make up any stats you want. However, just in terms of the lore of the setting, they seem to be a little reticent on that, because I think a big part of the setting is like trying to sneak stuff around. You know, like, I've got this cool weapon, I just need to sneak it past security.
Ah, I
You
see
know what I
what you're
mean? So there's really not a lot of collapsible stuff. The only thing I found was a belt that a lot of corp types will wear. It's a belt that when you unsling it and hit a button, it stiffens out into a blade.
Nice.
It's a little personal defense weapon. You
Nice.
know? So if you want to go with that.
So, would that cover the realm of... More it's for story than anything else, but would that cover the realm of the little wakizashis I have?
Sure, yeah, you could stat it as a sword and that would be fine.
Okay. I mean, if not, I think the idea was just, I liked the idea of it could be a little longer or a little shorter, depending on...
Oh, it could totally, yeah.
On what scenario she's in, she pulls these handles out.
Oh, I got you. So something that could switch between, say, a wakizashi and a katana.
Yeah, basically.
That's totally cool.
Okay,
Yeah.
so that's her.
Those.
So what
Nice.
stats do you want me to use for that?
Oh, I'd say it would be a dual statted thing. You know, it could go either way. So just-
Okay.
Oh look, and you've got space.
I know. Well, not really, because I have
you don't.
6 weapons.
Got way too many weapons.
Yeesh.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so claw gloves, which I'm guessing are going to be under the knuckles category.
Mm-hmm.
The wakizashi katanas.
Mm-hmm.
The throwing stars that are in her
Mm-hmm.
armor.
Mm-hmm.
The collapsible, well, not collapsible, but that pistol.
The machine,
That's
yeah, the breakdown machine pistol.
An AR,
I can't write.
and then
I hate
I
these
need a
like that.
6th one.
Shotgun.
I thought
Ooh.
about that.
Like an auto shotgun?
But
Yeah.
I also thought about sniper rifle, because do we have anyone else that can do long? Can you do long? Oh, you
I could
can
do
long.
anything.
Yeah, Ken can do it, right?
Okay.
Yeah,
Ken is probably, yeah.
that's sort of my specialization.
Oh. Well, then never mind.
I know.
I mean, if you want to do it too, that's.
No.
It's always nice to have a backup.
We might need
Or
backup.
I
spotter.
like that the cannons versus
Especially if
launchers
I'm,
are
you
okay
know.
for close, near, and far.
Yeah, they're okay across the board.
Because you just pull the trigger.
I know. Like someone being so close, it just dunk.
Well,
Yeah.
it does say that the player will take damage on a close
Ah,
or near.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
But
So they acknowledge that, yeah, if you want to shoot a rocket at someone 4 feet away, you can, but you're probably going to take some splash
It takes me back to playing Quake. just flying backwards.
that's a little more what I was imagining.
Yeah. Whee!
Is the machine pistol... Oh, it has its own. Never mind.
Okay.
This is going to take me a minute.
All right, so let me start giving Desiree her stats for her drone as we move into gear.
Hi, drone.
Hi. Hello.
Hello. All right, so I don't know where you want to write this.
Under here.
I guess there's a lot to write down.
God damn. Well, what?
Under
how
weapons,
much?
maybe?
Well, if you want to put your attributes on your character sheet, you could maybe do them like parentheses or something and just mark points for the drone.
That's true. Like your strength and agility from the drone. The drone's
Like
going to
up
give you
top,
strength
just
and
do a
agility.
slash. Right.
Yeah.
Ah.
You do it in a different color.
I'm fine. I can do this. I've done it with worse character sheets. I can do it with this one.
How dare you?
So I'm gonna put here. It's true. Droid. Here we go. Let's
All right.
do it.
So the Ares Pygmalion
Yeah.
gives you a strength of 6,
Okay.
an agility of 6. Let's see. You have armor plating 2.
So okay. I'm just customizing my character sheet. Armor plating of 2.
Yeah.
Could I put that under armor?
It's not actually armor because this.
I'm aware of that, but I'm trying to like fit it all onto the sheet.
Sure. Oh, I guess you could. Yeah, just make a note to yourself
It says
that it's.
I'm putting droid armor
Yeah,
down.
yeah.
So
It just works differently than armor. You see, armor plating works differently.
is there anywhere that I'm gonna have to like mark that off if something were to happen to
No,
me?
see that's the thing. You don't mark it off.
Okay,
It just
so
reduces damage.
I'm just recording it then.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. Armor.
Armor plating 2.
All right.
Audio analyzer. Okay, it has a lifelike program
Lifelike program.
that gives you +4 to acting disguise.
Acting and disguise. Okay.
And it also has a no soft, which is a skill soft of a knowledge skill of your choice.
Another one?
Yeah.
Okay.
So you're up to 3 no-dos.
I know. I'm trying to think of like something like it would be like trivia or something.
Fun fact.
Bar trivia.
Yeah, like something that would
Sports stats.
amuse people.
Sports stats.
Like jokes, like knock jokes or something, you know, like
yeah.
something like
I mean, that's
something to put people at ease.
definitely the first thing we used. My parents knew what you must it for. Like,
Yeah.
it's a joke.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it'd be jokes.
Knowledge, small talk.
Yeah, small talk knowledge.
Yo mama jokes.
Let's put the
Knowledge,
humans
social
at ease.
skills.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah.
What was that? What'd you say?
It's a knowledge, social skills.
Yeah.
Yeah, like,
Yeah, small talk, social.
Small talk.
You have the Rodney Dangerfield download.
I probably do. I can access that. I'm aware of who he was.
Oh god, you said Journey playing in the background when you're talking.
Yeah.
Okay, so now you actually do have armor. Armor of 9
Wait.
for your droid.
And, so armor plating was 2, and then now armor is 9.
That's right. So armor plating never reduces. It always is just going to be -2 damage. Armor of 9, which you'd want to mark with your normal armor track, acts like armor for everyone else.
9. All right, great. Got it.
And
Got it.
this
Got
is
it.
also where you can use your physical condition track.
Okay.
You have 10 dots of physical damage that you can take as the droid.
Damage.
Physical.
Physical. Under 9.
Condition monitor.
9.
10.
10.
Okay.
Okay. Oh, okay. Too many there. Okay.
And lastly,
Yes.
you get skill soft of close combat 3.
Close combat 3. And so that would go under weapons, right?
Yeah, if you want.
Well, where else would I put it?
No, that's probably a good idea.
Okay, so this is close combat. So I can pick unarmed combat, knives, spurs, staff. What? How would I?
No.
No, just be unarmed combat.
Unarmed strength divided by 2. Okay.
Well, if it's close combat, then it would be all of those.
Yeah, well, it'd be all of those, right? Yeah.
Those
You
are
don't get a
specializations.
specialty. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't.
No.
But it's
But-
strength divided by 2, regardless.
For damage?
For unarmed.
Yeah.
For
Yeah.
unarmed, yeah.
Yeah.
Unarmed, but it looks
But-
like it's for knives, for staffs. For,
Oh yeah, but with your
Except
close
for-
combat, you can use all of those.
Mhm.
Okay.
You could pick up a knife or a staff and use that skill.
Right.
But for your damage, if you're just punching somebody, it's strength divided by whatever you said.
Okay, divided by 2. Okay.
Let's claw.
Alright. Shrug. Okay.
Yeah.
That's it.
That's it.
That's a lot. Alright.
Take a sniper rifle and a vibro whip.
Sure.
So can the whip be like like the thing you sent me, but can
Uh-huh.
that feature be turn offable if I want to use it to like swing across something? So it
No,
either
it's a
needs-
monomolecular whip. It's going to cut through
So it
anything.
either needs to be that, or it could be a normal whip.
Yes.
So that I don't have to cut something in half. if
That's
I don't
right.
want to.
Imagine you're trying to have one of each and then just grabbing the wrong one.
Remember the wrong one?
Cut his head off instead of choking him.
Yeah. Ah.
Or trying to swing across something.
Right. Well, because I love the idea of swinging, but Larkin sent me this awesome video of these AIs that had whips that basically are like a blade that's just this long whippable blade, and so it just cuts everything into pieces.
Do you remember that we watched? It was the Appleseed movie,
Oh yeah.
and it was
Oh,
the assassins
yeah.
with the mono whip, and it
Yeah.
was just like, and it just
Yeah.
cuts his car in half. Like,
Yeah, I do remember that.
Which is undeniably cool, but perhaps the basic like uses of a whip would be better suited to someone who's sneaking around.
I'm just going to tell you right now, the monofilament whip does 12p damage.
No.
Yeah, that sounds about right. You guys ever see Johnny Mnemonic?
Yeah.
Yep.
What's the range on that?
Close.
And near or just close?
Just close.
I have so many close range weapons though.
All right. Wait, what happened to the music?
Oh, yeah.
It fucked off.
Needs to restart.
Reboot. Realign.
Compiling. Let's see. All right. Any other gear questions? Oh, we haven't even gotten into gear. We're getting into gear. Any other weapons questions is what I wanted to say.
What is the difference between a submachine gun and an assault rifle?
Submachine guns do not have penalties for close work. However, they do not have the ability to shoot far.
But neither do assault rifles, right?
No.
Assault rifles can shoot far, just at a minus
oh,
two.
I see.
Yeah.
SMGs just straight up cannot shoot that far.
Can I decide on my last weapon? Then?
Yeah, absolutely. And in fact, like I say, there's so much kind of brand name stuff. If you want to, after the session, do some research, find some cool brand names, and fill those in. All right, so gear, you'll see that you get sort of a basic package of gear. It's kind of your Shadowrunner's gear that's already filled in there. So gear is kind of like what is your character known for? What are some cool things that your character specifically carries around? And yeah, usually it matches your role. You can pick off the gear section there that I printed out or come up with something else. For a shaman, you would definitely want some sort of fetish or,
Now, for one of my
Thing.
amps, I already picked Protective Amulet.
Mm.
That dual as that? Or
Yeah, absolutely.
Cool.
Yeah. I also have a little house rule that if you want to leave any lines of gear blank and then fill them in later, I just happen to have a blank,
If
then
it's
you can do that.
reasonable.
Exactly,
Yeah.
right. You spend a plot point to do that, and now you have that piece of gear.
How many gears should we choose?
4, I believe, is the number. Let's see. Yes, up to four items. You don't have to choose 4 if you don't feel that way.
So,
Okay.
for instance, if I picked Protective Amulet as one of my Shadow Amps, then that automatically fills one, so essentially I'm choosing 3.
If you want it to count also as your fetish or whatever.
Okay.
Yeah.
Alright.
What are NERPs?
What are nerfs?
NERPS.
I don't know how I'm supposed to know what that means.
I don't know what that means.
It's not the money is new or
A
whatever.
nerp. A nerp is a new exciting retail product.
Aww.
Okay.
Yep. They are stand-ins for the latest trendy consumer product to hit the market,
That's right.
only to fade and be rapidly replaced.
So like fancy
So-
earbuds or something.
It's your cell phone faceplates, it's your kale chips. So you just write into NERP to indicate that you have whatever it is that is the latest thing, because that's going to change frequently anyway. So
May I have hover rollerblades? Like that idiot Jupiter movie.
hover technology, mostly limited to larger vehicles.
So more Fifth Element is what you're saying.
Yes.
Bag of smooth rocks, huh?
Really? That's one of them?
It's in the list.
That's very specific.
Yeah.
It could be very specific types of stones. I'm thinking like little stones in Goonies. The little gems that they have at the end.
Yeah. What did Ken take for his gear?
Yeah.
So I have a custom Novatech SimSense unit that has been modded to accept BTLs.
Naturally.
Of course.
I have a capsule explosive that is in one of my teeth.
Why?
Because
Why?
In case he wants to blow his head off.
I know, but why? Why would you do that?
because part of his backstory is that he was a prison guard when a cyber zombie outbreak took place.
Oh.
And he doesn't ever want to become a cyber zombie, so when he dies, he's going to die on his own terms.
Whoa.
That's intense.
And he also has a hard shell briefcase.
I wondered about that. Is that just because general protection, or can you use it as a shield, or?
The hard shell briefcase?
Yeah.
It's for fake outs because he carries all of his weapons inside his coat. So
Oh, nice. So you just toss it aside and then just like pull stuff out of your coat. Love it. Do you have any keepsakes or mementos?
no, he's trying to forget his past, which is why he's addicted to BTLs.
Also, he probably hawked them all for one of them.
BTLs.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's addicted to BTLs.
Tell me more about this whole
a
fetish
barista
thing.
named Leung.
Tell me about your fetishes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I know.
I mean,
It's like,
isn't that why we're here?
yeah, that's why we're here.
Really?
Awkward silence ensues. Oh,
we're
it's
just
because you're
pondering.
eating?
We're
I'm
deep.
not. My mouth was full.
I was pondering.
Yeah, I was like,
My
I'm
mouth
like, what's the follow-up question to that?
So, have any pumpkins around?
That's my fetish. Pumpkins.
You don't want to know what I do with them. I just
No.
want
No, pumpkin patches, actually.
Pumpkin patches
Oh,
are my
no.
fetish. Oh, like a patch. That's a good joke.
I'm thinking. No.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yes, no, yeah, I'm talking about pumpkin-flavored nicotine patches.
I need pumpkin spice. in my
Pumpkin
nicotine.
spice nicotine patches.
But it's,
Is it the shape of a pumpkin?
you don't
Can that be a
taste it.
nerb? Because I feel like that's a nerb.
Oh,
Feel it.
I saw a nerve at Trader Joe's. It was pumpkin spice flavored pumpkin seeds.
That's the worst. That's straight up hideous right there.
Yeah.
That's an abomination.
So Nerf's not too long, it would have been like fidget spinners.
Exactly.
So, medkit versus trauma patches. Would I assume that trauma patches are for more brutal injuries than just general?
So a fetish used to actually be a big part of the game rules, and it's kind of more cosmetic at this point, and it's literally like, you know,
you're talking about a fetish. I
Yeah.
thought you're talking about the BT.
No, for a shaman.
Yeah, no, I
was
had
going into BTL.
I had an
I'm
on-point
like,
question.
you have a high pain tolerance. What is that anyway?
Yeah.
All right.
So it doesn't have any positive or negative effect.
And
It would
that's what
just
I
be,
wanted to ask.
Yeah, exactly. It would just be some gear that you have that you're kind of known for. Like if you had a big bone fetish, or some kind of crazy ass necklace or chest plate, or some
I think
other.
I'll just have the amulet be the
Mhm.
fetish then.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's good.
Do we need to choose our gear this second?
No, you absolutely do not.
Because I'm going to do some research before
Sure
I
thing.
pick what I'm going to have.
All right. So are we good?
I feel
Yeah.
fine.
I feel fine. You can't feel anything.
Oh,
I
that's
can
uncalled
communicate
for.
that I feel
No,
something.
'cause
I'm
she's an AI.
communicating that I feel something. No, wait.
You unfeeling monster.
I'm communicating that I feel something, so you understand what I'm talking about
I see. I see. I'm intrigued.
in a way that humans would understand.
Okay.
I have no feelings.
Does it bother the AI when I sit there and I'm just like, because it
I have
doesn't
no-
mean anything to you?
I have no reaction.
Shit, how am I going to get to
I
this
accept
AI?
everyone's form as they are presenting themselves.
That's right.
It's neither good nor bad.
Okay. So now you're gonna. Now you get 2 contacts. Everybody gets 2 contacts. That
That's
includes
right, I gotta pull those up.
Opal.
Opal.
Yeah. So 2 contacts.
I get to get a contact.
2.
Oh.
These can run the gamut from street lowlifes to people in corporate penthouses. They'll be the ones your character gets in touch with when things go south. You need some information, or you just need a shoulder to bleed on. So this would be your hacker conglomerate.
Can I have my mega hacker
Mm-hmm.
and a
Your lone gunman.
Yeah, and my yes, exactly. And my can I have the guy in charge of security at a mob run bank,
Absolutely.
so that if I ever need like a loan on the down low, maybe I can ask
Maybe
him
you
for-
could. You could certainly try. Yeah, it says you should choose contacts to go along with your character's theme and background. That said, feel free to think outside the box, because sometimes people can know some surprising folks.
Yeah, speaking of which, so
Yes.
I know one of the, I know all the elder gods were destroyed.
Mm.
You got dragons now, though.
There are dragons,
There are
Okay.
dragons.
but I'm wondering if I would have some code or some link to one of the elder gods still within my.
God AIs, that is.
Every time someone says gods, I'm like, there's gods.
Well, there's spirits.
They're elder AIs that
Yeah.
led particular. Anyway, they all sort of exploded.
They exploded.
Whatever caused it.
They disappeared.
Yes.
But there are some connections still that
Yes.
current.
Well,
AIs
there's
have
some
to-
theory actually that the current explosion of AIs is due to those original AIs dispersing into the matrix and planting.
So I feel like that would be one of my contacts. Would be a connection to that.
I'm gonna say a no on the original 3
All right.
because we really
We don't know what- we don't-
But if you want like one of the more recent ones, like what was his name?
Pulsar.
There's Pulsar. There's the guy who took the space station over and held the planet hostage.
That was like synchrony or
Let's see. Hold on.
So I just really like the idea of you like calling up and being like, "What you doing?
Yeah.
So
Like, what's
Sojourner.
Sojourner.
How's it
Yeah.
going?"
So these are AIs that are in charge of like really big.
Sorry, the P one.
Pulsar.
Pulsar is a digital intelligence rights activist, and Sojourner is a digital intelligence terrorist.
Like a radical.
So-
You should have both of them.
Yeah.
You could go both. Yeah.
And you've
I
got
don't
the
know if
terrorism
I'd be
and the-
connected to. I mean, I think I might actually.
They're your parents.
They're your parents.
daughter AI
Plot
of a
twist.
terrorist and a rights
Pulsar.
activist.
Yeah. I think I would know Pulsar. Like I would know him because he knows everybody. I mean, he's like
Sure.
making sure that he knows. He's keeping tabs on everybody. People with sins or AIs with sins, ones who don't. You know,
Yeah.
like he has his finger on the pulse. So I feel like whether I like it or not, I know Pulsar. Pulsar knows me.
I'm picturing Pulsar's voice sounding like Adam West.
Oh, it's so
How would you
sweet.
ever take him seriously?
I would. I love Adam West.
Hello, I'm Pulsar.
I know. He's
How
so
can I help you?
That's
adorable.
so soothing.
I'm here for you.
Okay. I think that's why people are persuaded by him and think that like, oh no, we
Absolutely.
can trust this DI. It's
And
like,
also
no, you can't.
psychotic under the
Yeah, exactly. A little creepy.
No, I thought it was
Connection.
Sojourner that was the terrorist.
But Pulsar is
Yeah.
like the face of like, hey, no, like I
Pulsar
talked to
Pulsar
Sojourner.
recruited Sojourner
Yeah.
and said he's not so bad.
He's not so bad. Like no, like I told him he was just doing it the wrong way.
Just because he took over a bioweapons lab on a space station and threatened to bomb the entire planet with all the bioweapons on board the space station if they didn't free all imprisoned AIs, that doesn't make him so bad.
But I have a feeling that
His heart
Pulsar.
was in the right place.
That's right.
There's that. He just did it the wrong way.
That's
Like,
right.
We should be
People go,
is what he
said.
Yes.
petitioning for DI rights, but that's not the way to do it. You need to like
Right.
actually like start talking to
Although it
humans.
really did a
and-
lot.
Apparently.
It got some attention.
It
That's for
did.
damn sure.
So Pulsar is one of my connections.
Okay.
I think another connection would probably be the programmer who initially created my,
Yes.
and I don't know who that is.
So just blanket it.
I may not know who that is.
block
I
it
may,
in
I may
now.
have gotten like a little bit of amnesia once I became sentient, where I've forgotten who that person is.
Data.
Yeah. So it's like I've forgotten like who
Yeah,
who programmed me.
You're putting him in as a contact though, so
Yeah.
that means that you can tap that at any point that you want to. You can be
Right.
like, I remembered, and they're like, oh, go talk to
I
this
think.
guy
Well,
or
I think
whatever.
there's that, or I'm thinking it's something that's like. I might call upon it and not really realize like that I'm talking to that person.
Okay, sure. That
Or
could
like
work
you're
too.
talking to them but you don't know who they are.
Yeah, I'm not really sure who they are, but I know that they would respond.
Uh-huh.
Does
Yeah.
that make sense?
It totally
Yeah,
makes
kind
sense.
of. Yeah.
Yeah, like maybe maybe he's still in contact with you through a back channel.
Yeah.
And he keeps himself secret for both of your protection, basically. And you don't even realize that he was your programmer.
Right.
Oh.
There'll be
I
a huge
know.
tear-jerking reveal.
We'll see. Well, I don't think I can cry, but
We will cry for
You might have
you.
saline implants in your droid body.
I now know why you cry. All right, so Jade, what are you thinking?
So I had already discussed having a military background,
Mm-hmm.
and so knowing, like an old buddy or something like that I
Sure.
can talk to who's
Yeah.
totally slipped.
So you served with the Greek military and the Minotaur Legion,
I love that.
Well,
or do you think you served with a different military?
different, I guess.
Okay.
Because originally my idea was that it was corporate. I don't know that.
Oh. Okay.
Reformed corporate.
I don't like it. I don't like it. Okay,
We go
sure.
by a different name now, of course, but
Yes, of course. All right, so yeah, just former military, and you can fill in the blanks on that as we go along.
Okay.
Who are Ken's connections?
One of my connections is the sort of a sergeant in Lone Star Securities that I went through basic training with. And the other one is a black market arms dealer named Dulce Herrera.
Okay.
Sweet, sweet Herda.
Yep.
All right, cool.
So what are cats? Did you already name yours?
Katz has her hackers and.
Oh yeah.
One is a
Oh,
matrix
my
surfer hacker, because that way I don't have to spend a lot
Yeah.
of time rigged in. And then the other one, if this works, is the head of security at a mob-run bank. So
Oh,
he
right.
knows mob workings and can also sometimes get me interest-free loans.
Ooh.
But that probably have a
So it fell off the back of the
have
truck?
to, right, they have to get paid back.
the loan fell off the back of the truck.
Here's your loan.
And what's your other one, Jade? Besides the guy.
I hadn't decided yet.
Okay.
Something probably to do with his new name. I don't know. If I'm street shaman, I also said probably doing like some healing work, maybe some, psychiatry. So maybe just someone that I've treated who ended
Yeah.
up being like
Mm-hmm. That makes
higher
sense.
ranking than.
And again, much like with gear, if you want to leave it blank and then later on go, ooh, that's my contact.
Yeah,
You know.
see, right.
Okay.
Yeah, yes.
Cool.
Street cred is what?
That comes later.
Okay.
All right, so now
Oh my god, we're done? Are we done?
almost done.
Oh no, not even
Oh, no.
close.
Almost done, but this is the most narrative part of it. You're going to create cues. These are phrases that can be a bold statement about your character that or that your character might make in a given situation, or can be used to spark an idea of which direction a character might leap. When creating cues for your own character, use the same method you use when generating your character theme. Just think about a bunch of different ideas and jot them down. And
Confused as to what.
so let me give you some examples.
Yes, please.
Cues sort of seem like catchphrases.
So for Hawk, the human street samurai, cues are, I have a clear shot. That's one of my team, mister. I'd reconsider your next move if I was you. Plans fragged, people. I'm open to suggestions. I have a backup plan, but it requires a lot of ammunition. My team, my run, my rules. This reminds me of the Yucatan. I friggin' hate the Yucatan. The brass ain't gonna watch out for us. That's our job. And, just once, I'd like things to go smoothly. Just once to see what it's like.
Oh.
That's so eating.
So basically, you're coming up with 8 catchphrases that represent your personality.
We have to do 8 total.
That's what they've got in here.
That's intense.
There's no...
I've
there's-
got 3 so far, guys.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's like, if you have any, write them down. And you can just keep adding.
For
to them.
theirs too, a lot of it was like situational. Like if you imagine like different types of
Right.
Yeah.
situations or different types
Exactly.
of outcomes, like what your character's most likely reaction would be.
In fact, I would even go so far as to say, fill them in while we play.
Yeah, we're all
If
pretty
you
quotable.
if you say something and you're like, yes, write it down.
I like
So if you've got 1 or 2 off the top of your head, write it down. But otherwise, yeah. Cues. According to the base system, this is a very loosey-goosey system. There's no actual mechanical effect for cues.
Except.
Well, I'm using a house rule, which is when you invoke a cue, you get a plot point.
Oh, it
Yeah.
says that on it. Did you fill that in?
I'm using a custom character sheet
I see.
that reflects these house rules.
Got it.
The cues are kind of supposed to give you an idea of what to do on your narrative time.
Yes.
So,
But since we're not doing the full bore
Exactly.
narrative thing, then it's got to be something else there.
Did we already do dispositions?
No.
We did not.
Okay,
We
that's
did not.
coming next.
That's coming next.
Okay, so cues.
What is a word in this universe for, like, a square, a non-hip person? A lame-o.
Chummer.
Nah,
No,
that's more
Chipper's a
general.
You can say it sarcastically.
Nah, it needs to be like...
No, wasn't there one for like someone who was like a corporate
is one.
sellout?
Yeah.
Or even the non-meta-human would work for me,
Mm-hmm.
for this cue.
What are you trying to say?
Not including you, okay?
You're special.
I'm one of the
mean,
good
like-
ones.
I mean, like, standard, not cool human. Lame-o. I could just call them a lame-o.
For now, yeah. Oh, the vulgar slang for an elf is a keeb. Like keep there.
God. I'm offended on many levels.
Also dandelion
I've
sniffer.
actually used that as a This is, yeah.
What is an insult?
Yeah, no, I have a friend named Corbin, and he's really small, and so I called him a Corbler elf.
Corbler.
He really hated it.
Nice.
It's great. He's so cute. So essentially, though, like our cues are like they're things
Sort of.
that we would say. It's not so much like a statement about ourselves.
Exactly.
It's like an actual utterance,
Yes.
quote
Exactly.
from our character.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I have a couple.
Oh, great.
Well, I only have like 2, but one's like
I'm gonna need to hear 8. Go.
Shit. Okay.
Right now.
Right now.
Number one. So my main one that you'll hear me say a lot is, "How can I help you?"
Oh yeah.
That's
That's
gonna
great.
be
Right. Right.
the beginning. If once you call upon me, it's just how I've been programmed.
Mm-hmm.
And then mostly like invalid command and loading.
Oh
Loading.
my
Loading.
God.
Great.
Loading.
Do you play like wait music while you're loading?
I don't think so. I'm not that fancy.
That's too bad.
Yeah.
I have a great one.
Too bad.
If it would increase your experience of utilizing my program, then I may figure out a way to augment that and to create hold music for you.
I don't know, you just seem like really courteous, and so I
Yeah.
can imagine you like, I'm sorry, I'm loading right now.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't think
enjoy
it's at that point, but I
I'm just
may.
imagining like you playing like a simplified version of one of the sexy saxophone solos from like any given 80s song.
Yeah. No, that
Careless
could work.
Whisper.
Yeah.
That'd be.
I'd have to find the least annoying wait music, but yeah, something like
It
that.
is the 80s though.
It's true.
Well, in spirit.
80s-ish, yes.
Well, a Decker who operates within the confines of the law is called a cube.
Yeah.
That's about all it
Pretty
does.
much a
There's
square.
also like wage slave or suit
Yeah,
for
suit.
civilians
Yeah,
or
wage
employees.
slaves. Yeah.
I like that soul man is it's a derogatory slang for a Korean person.
Oh my
Oh
god.
wow.
What?
Because sale.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
Well then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright, so we're moving into dispositions, or?
Just letting everyone get their cues down.
Do we need to have them all today?
No, of course not.
I have 4.
Great.
Oh wow.
All right, so Des
Like a
shared
beard of
hers.
Zeus.
Dave, what are yours?
My cues. First one is I do the job, I get paid.
Nice.
Second is do not disturb. And the third one is bingo.
Oh, nice. When you blow someone's head off.
Or his own. Bingo!
Oh no.
Famous last word.
Yeah.
And how about cat?
What you looking at, square or whatever
Sure.
the equivalent would be.
Yep.
I didn't ask for your opinion, but I'm happy to give you mine. Someday there may not be a net, but there will always be people need killing. And right before cutting someone like to death, thought you were supposed to be a cut above the rest.
Oh my god.
You know that all my characters will always be punny. It's a thing.
Sure. And Jade, how are you doing?
You know, I'll have surprise by the beard of Zeus.
Yes!
That's all you need. Come on.
8
No, I'll have an applicable one for
I'm sure
each
you
of
will.
the
Yeah.
Greek
yeah.
pantheon.
By the toenails of Zeus.
Oh no, I meant like, you know, one for Hera, one for...
Exactly.
By
Just gonna
Aphrodite's
do different parts of
petticoats.
Zeus.
Oh, that's not what we're talking about for Aphrodite. But
Suffering Sappho. All right. So cool. All right. Well, let's. We'll move on.
Wait, does have any?
Yeah, we
How
had.
can I help you?
Oh, yeah. That's
And loading. Loading.
Unclear.
Unclear.
And your error one.
Invalid command.
It has to be like an I am error.
I don't sound like a robot.
That's right,
Voice
because her
modulation, so
drone
that
gives
I
her
was
the
Soothing.
lifelike.
It is soothing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Soothing tone
Yes.
with my life coach knowledge.
Yes.
How can I help you? Yeah, even if you're in the midst of some really chaotic situation, how can I help you?
Yeah. Opal, goddammit, get this door open. How can I help you? Yeah, the program is called Iguchi Smile. The program helps an AI sculpt its icon in such a way that perfectly mimics the appearance and mannerisms of a metahuman. And that applies in the real world as well if they have a drone. All right, so anyway, so step 13 is create character background. Now, Cyberpunk 2020 pioneered the life path mechanic. And look what somebody did. They adapted the Cyberpunk 2020 life path to Shadowrun.
Yay!
Lucky
So
person.
Jade, you're gonna get to roll some dice.
Fuck yeah!
I've been missing that. I've been wanting to roll a little bit of
Yeah.
I like when things are kind of up to chance.
Exactly.
Exactly.
Randomize it.
It helps.
Exactly.
It helps.
It
And
does.
I love when things are like uncanny.
Yeah.
Yes.
Worse.
What? Yeah. It gives you more ideas.
So this is D10 based.
Hell yeah.
So-
All right. Let's do this.
Okay, let's do
Does
that.
anyone need any D10s?
I've got a shit ton.
All right. Yeah, you do. Don't you?
A metric.
Not on me, but I still do have my World of Darkness D10s.
Oh yeah, I do actually have all of my blood D10s.
How many D10s? Just one at a time?
Just one at a time.
Okay. I'll get my name in.
Look, flow charts.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Oh, gee. Wait, will this negate the backstory I've already come up with? For my
No,
character?
because you can override any part of it that you want to.
Lovely.
So.
This is really to help augment and probably,
Yes.
as you said, provide inspiration.
Yes.
For instance, some of those cues.
Yeah.
Maybe you have like
Exactly.
Right.
direction.
Yes, yes, yes.
It'll help.
All right, so step one is origins and personal style. Now that's something that all of you have pretty much nailed down. However, if there's any part that you want to roll on, such as hairstyle or affectations.
I'm curious, but we
Yeah.
can toss it.
Yeah, exactly.
Although, no, you know what? I already gave him dreads. Never mind.
Yeah, that's true. I
What if
noticed
you
that.
could have a southern
Dreads is an
accent?
option on the roll, so.
Southern accent on the.
No. Well, there is ethnic origins, so.
And he already has ethnic. Well, no, I decided to use his second.
Does
Greek
her- yeah, I have
American,
a
right?
It's
southern
Greek
drawl.
American.
Yeah. Exactly.
Can I help you?
Exactly. Depends on the device I have it.
That's true, right? All right. So, does anyone want to roll for affectations?
What means?
For example, tattoos, interesting piercings, scarification art.
He's already got tattoos and piercings. I'm just gonna put this in.
All right. Anyone else?
No, I'm good.
Okay. All right. Anyone curious about your ethnic origins? Nope. All right. So,
Is that it?
well, that was step one. Step two: family history and background. All right. So.
I hate my family.
We'll go through this one category at a time. If you already have an idea, you just say it. Otherwise, you can roll. So, family ranking would be the first part. This is your social class that you come out of.
6.
Poor.
Wait, are we rolling a 1d10?
1d10.
4
Corporate wage slaves.
is my family.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
I rolled
Okay.
a 10. I think this is kind of about my programmer.
Okay. Megaplex dweller.
That was my. Oh, okay.
I'd
Yeah,
kind
we
of
have an
established
idea.
that his family had already been working for Lone Star, so they're a corp family.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sounds good. All right. Next is parents.
2 rolls or 1 roll?
This is one roll. This is to see how they're doing.
7.
Something has happened to your parents.
No!
It could be a good something, or is it like
They won the
We'll
lottery.
find out.
Shadowrun, there's never anything good, right?
That's right.
5?
Both your parents are alive.
Nuts.
Also 5.
Yeah.
Both my parents are
All
alive.
right, so something has happened to your parents. Roll.
8.
Ooh, you
Deported?
grew up on the street and never knew your parents.
Oh my god, they're Greek immigrants too, so how did this happen?
I don't know.
Maybe they weren't minotaurs and they saw that you were one and they were like, oh god! And they
Ooh,
just like.
yeah, they might have been abandoned.
Oh no!
Okay. Grew
Possible.
up on street.
Wow.
That is pretty standard for a troll, really.
Yeah.
It happens more often than you think.
I rolled a
Yeah.
6.
For parents,
Yeah, just my programmer.
so that's both are alive.
That they are alive.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, so for those of you with alive parents, we roll on family status. So,
Oop, oh.
Two rolls or one?
just one.
5.
Good goddamn.
5 is family status is in danger and you may lose it all if they haven't drecked everything up already.
I mean, your son's an addict. Clearly, it's not
Yeah,
even
it's,
wealthy
I'm
offspring.
actually the one that's drecking it up.
Oh god. 8?
An 8 is family status is secure even if your parents are maimed, dead, or missing.
So, alright.
And
So, actually,
oh,
we got a 2.
this is Laserhawk.
I don't know what.
So Jade, you actually don't need to roll because you rolled
Oh.
on the other one. And Sage, what did you roll?
4.
That is the status is in danger. Okay.
James.
We have to roll on the family tragedy table.
Oh,
Oh,
God.
good.
But I thought they're alive. What's the issue?
All right, so
You'll be
for
alive
Ken,
and in danger.
we have a family tragedy roll.
3. Yeah.
Family captured by organ leggers. So sad.
Oh, God.
Dang.
Right.
Your whole family,
Oh, my
Well,
God.
my parents, yeah.
or your parents,
I'm
became.
just imagining you were out like just one day when your house got
Oh,
raided.
I think he was there,
I
but
think he was plugged in.
plugged in,
Yeah.
and they just walked right past him.
Yeah, they did.
So
Oh.
organ what?
Organ leggers.
Leggers, that's right.
Oh, man.
Bootleggers
That's
before
really
organs.
disturbing.
So they might be
Yeah.
alive though. They just haven't been harvested yet.
Or
they're
they're in the process of being harvested.
But in
Still
theory,
being
we could
harvested.
go save them, right?
It's nothing vital yet.
Nothing, yeah, death by 1,000 cuts. But yes, you could go rescue your parents' torsos. Absolutely.
No, but I mean they're alive, so that means that they're like, are they alive?
Honestly, I'm at,
if you call that living.
yeah, I'm at the addiction level where I really don't care.
Close.
All right. So you had okay,
secure
right?
and-
All right. So
yeah.
that's childhood environment. So I'm gonna roll for that.
10?
Grew up in a crime family house.
Nice.
My guy, my person?
Yeah. Oh, and actually, yeah. After you roll family tragedy, you also roll childhood environment. So let's backtrack to Ken and get a roll on that.
Roll on what?
Childhood environment.
4.
Grew up in a derelict squatter house in the borderlands. Does that work for you?
Does that really work for a corp family?
Probably not.
Yeah.
Grew up in corporate territory in a
Reroll?
posh
Yeah,
skyscraper.
sort of. Probably like a corporate, like apartment complex.
Would
Mm-hmm.
corporate like complex people be generally people who get kidnapped by organ leggers though?
No,
Well,
they wouldn't. So.
Except
they were
after my
out
disgrace,
somewhere?
they were probably
Dead.
kicked out of the Corps.
Oh yeah.
And
That could have happened. Yeah.
yeah.
Okay, and then Sage is gonna roll for family tragedy.
By the way, there's a piece of broken glass on my sheet, which I have no idea where it came from. So,
That's disturbing.
right?
I think that should be part of your.
So
Work with it. Go
just
with
so you
it.
know, I
Go
don't,
with-
maybe something's broken somewhere.
I don't know. It's a very thin little piece.
Yeah, I know. Don't cut yourself.
It's like one of Edie's toenails.
What? It's a toenail.
I don't think it is either. I don't know
That's
what
a
it is.
piece of glass right there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
looks like it.
That's weird.
Maybe I have a new power. I just create chips of glass.
What an amazing power that is.
I know.
Should be known as Glass Girl. All right, so
So their status is in danger.
family tragedy. Yes.
8.
Parent or parents work on the street in not too gentle and safe way to get by.
So you have prostitute parents?
Possibly, or
But they were
Hustlers.
Dealer
corporate
parents.
wage slaves, so
Yeah.
how did they get from corporate wage slave to work
Oh,
on
I
the
know, because
streets?
it's not the wage slave isn't enough money to raise a growing kitty cat.
they supplement
so-
their income. Yeah.
By turning tricks?
Yeah.
Or something else.
drug dealing and
Drug dealing,
just
taco
weird
stand
ways.
in a bad
Daddy's a
neighborhood.
drug dealer, mama's a whore. Fuck!
Why can't it be the other way?
Yeah, exactly. Dad be a gigolo
It's
and
true.
then mommy can
You
be
know,
the drug dealer.
Bunraku parlors are a thing.
Unless your mom is a BTL Simpsons star that Ken really likes.
Nope.
Wow.
Ken only has one BTL that he goes after, and it is of a barista named Lane, and it's just his daily life.
Oh my god.
Wait, what about your pay tolerance?
So you pretend that you're a barista?
Yeah. Well,
You know,
he-
ultimate normalcy.
He
Yeah.
drops into a comatose state, and then he lives out various
Yeah.
days. At
No,
this
we
guy
get it.
No, I get it.
But he says a barista.
Yeah.
It's like the Rick and Morty thing, whatever the guy's life is.
Oh right, yeah. Roy.
Roy.
Yeah.
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 It's like Roy.
Taking
Yeah.
Roy off the
Okay.
grid.
He's taking Roy off the grid. Yeah.
Work at a carpet store.
He went back after the heart
You
attack.
went back to the carpet store. All right.
What's the big drug that everyone takes?
Oh.
Oh dear.
Druggy
Yeah.
drug.
Drug.
Delicious.
Weed 2.0. Let's see.
Wow.
There's tempo.
Oh wait, I have a better one. Maybe they sell unlicensed like mod parts and
Oh yeah.
Like-
yeah, if they're dealing in Ooh, yeah, they're dealing in shit that they're stealing from their corp.
Oh,
Yeah.
How about that?
Yeah, yeah. So they're actually
Yeah.
set, which is maybe how I sometimes get gear.
Yeah.
Although not often because I don't want to support this bad habit.
Yeah, they're not,
they
and
have.
plus they're not a contact, so yeah.
Right. So
Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
didn't know they
Wait,
were
you
going to
don't
be
want to
this
support
thing.
their bad habit?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ah,
She secretly has a heart of gold. She's very worried about her parents. It's part of why she does what she does is to send money home.
it's very sweet.
Because
All
she
right.
thinks they're fucking stupid.
You dummies.
You idiots, quit it. Here's some fucking money. God.
And go ahead and roll your childhood environment as well.
Shit is the answer.
We'll see.
They probably love you.
3.
Never mind.
Grew up in a safe megaplex under heavy guard. I was wondering how you had all those corporate contacts.
Yeah.
It's that, and that explains why she's got this huge chip on her shoulder about anything having to do with like,
Yeah. Yeah.
fuck you, I'm free now. Bitches.
Yeah, exactly. Ultimate mall rat. All right, now you're gonna roll for siblings. It's a D10 roll.
3.
So you have 3 siblings.
What, seriously?
Yep.
Wow.
That's literally how it is.
Well, no, I don't, because they're all organ harvested. So.
Well, yeah, but you have
They
to.
I have
exist, though.
3
How
dead
many
siblings.
organs? How many people do we have to save?
Oh no, they're already dead.
No,
I
they're
have
alive.
9.
No, actually, that's none. If you roll an 8 or above, it's none.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm done.
You can't have more than 7.
You cannot. It's biologically impossible.
Oh yeah.
No.
Watch me.
Yeah.
4.
Okay, and then you can roll a D10. Even is female, odd is male. For each one.
I have 3 brothers and a sister. Odd is female, you said?
Odd is male, actually.
Oh, odd is male?
Huh.
That's my sisters.
And then also you can roll their age relative to you.
It can be older or younger?
1 to 5 is older, 6 to 9 is younger, 10 is a twin.
How much younger, older? That number or?
Just relatively, so it's...
What's the breakdown again?
1 to 5 older, 6 to 9 younger, 10
Okay.
is twin.
Older, younger twin.
I don't have a twin.
1 to 5 is older, right?
Yes.
Twins freak me out.
I know.
I can't.
I'm glad nobody rolled 7.
Why?
Just having to generate 7 siblings.
Oh.
Okay.
And now roll to see how each sibling feels about you.
Imagine that
Let's
grumpy.
see, nothing. D10.
Yes.
7, 4, 6.
7 is you are Jesus to them.
Oh,
Jesus.
no.
So they're gonna crucify you?
Pretty much.
4 is sibling likes you, and 6 is sibling is neutral to you.
Oh, that's so much worse. Throwing in market harvested and they love you.
I know. You really let them down. Did you have any older siblings?
All of them.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Aw.
You were the baby of the family.
So 4 is they like you.
4 is they like you.
2,
They dislike you.
fuck her. And 3,
Is likes you.
that's it.
That's it. Okay.
2 of them got 3.
All right. Now we've got motivations. This is
Of
fun.
your siblings or of yourself?
This is you're back to yourself now. So now we got everyone back. All right. So the first role is personality traits. Now it seems like something all of you have figured out. But
I'm
if
so
you,
curious.
if you want to roll, like
Yeah.
Des, for example, and yeah, Jade, if you want to roll.
2.
Distant and aloof.
I'm a DI.
No, this is your programmer.
Oh.
Yeah, he's distant and aloof.
Oh, is this about my family or I thought you were saying this is about
That's
us.
about his motivation.
Oh, okay.
This is goes back to your character that you are generating this life path for.
Right.
Yes.
Is distant and aloof.
Yeah.
Right. So this is your character's personality.
Oh, okay.
So which seems like you guys all have a handle on that. But if you want to roll, then
I was just curious with the, like,
what'd you roll?
a 5.
Comedic and positive.
Oh, actually, they said that great minotaurs are very, like, gregarious and, like, yeah, they're not grumpy at all.
Right.
I was reading on the wiki and they're like, no, minotaurs are, like, super like,
friendly.
living it up. And
Well, there you
I
go.
love that.
All right. Anyone else?
No, I'm good.
No. All right. Person you value the most.
2.
Yourself?
A sibling. It could be yourself, actually. That is a
Yeah.
possibility. A sibling.
Are you trying to choose which one or whether you
Yes.
should go rescue them?
Yes, you can choose which one.
A 4.
That is a lover.
Makes sense.
No?
No, I don't think so.
You're
I
not
think I'm
gonna-
at the end of my.
You're good. Okay. All right. And Jade?
6.
A friend. Okay. Now, what do you value the most?
Wait, let me.
Yeah.
5.
For a person? A fictional character.
Oh, that's perfect!
Yeah. See, aren't you glad?
Yeah. So the what you value the most is like a trait?
What is a trait? Or a thing or a concept?
Okay, if we don't like it though, we can...
Yeah, of course.
Okay.
7.
7 is my word is my bond.
9.
Being number 1.
Number 1 barista.
That leaf art. Yes.
How'd you do?
You got a 10.
My life.
Huh.
Yeah.
Meh.
I got 5.
I just want to have fun.
Oh, I imagine you playing yourself Cyndi Lauper now.
Or like on her days off, she just has all the drones like throwing confetti and dancing.
No, this is my programmer.
Right.
I'm
This is
rolling
the
for.
programmer.
Oh, I see.
What about a 3?
Love and romance.
Oh no, that's fit. No.
No. Yeah, we can just choose some. All right.
You're letting me down.
Chart.
Table.
How do you feel about most people?
I already know the answer to that.
9. Don't let them stand in my way. Yes, you already know the answer.
I mean, I'll roll just to see what
All right,
happens.
sure.
But
Like literally, because you know it doesn't really work. with
No,
me
that's
standing in
annoying.
front of
Yeah.
I like most people.
5.
Persons are cool. People suck.
wait, you like the general more than specific people?
No, I like the individuals.
Individual.
more than
Individual,
the- more
the-
than
the- yeah.
Persons
Collective.
are cool.
Because that would be hilarious. Like in general, I like people, but everyone I meet I think is horrible.
I could also see that. You could flip it if you want. And Jade, what'd you get?
6.
Everyone has something to offer.
Oh.
I almost wrote everything has something to offer. No, that's not quite right.
Now we got most valued possession.
Most valued possession. 6.
An entertainment program.
Wasn't your favorite person or most important person a fictional character?
Yeah, it was me.
Yeah.
The thing that they created.
Yeah.
Oh, I see.
They don't view me as real. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, were you part of like a video game first, and then you emerged from that, and that's your entertainment program?
No, I mean the programmer programmed me as like a protocol, like for a corporation. But I think that they also put things in me that they felt were that they liked. They really liked, like my little positiveness or the just that kind of like trivia about like just being able to talk. I think that they're kind of like a really isolated person. And so they wanted someone who was warm and friendly and nice.
Because all these rules are about your programmer, not you, right?
Yeah.
Oh, gotcha.
So, yeah.
Alright.
So the person likes an entertainment program?
Yeah.
Okay.
Most valued.
Okay.
Got a
8.
1.
A 1 is a pet.
Oh, yay!
And an 8, a family album or recording.
Oh.
Maybe. I don't know how I feel about that.
I think there's
Yeah.
ways
Sound
of just
right.
working with anything that comes your way. Like,
Yeah.
I'm thinking my samurai swords are my most valued possession.
Yeah, a trusty weapon is an option. I also like number 9, bullet removed from your body.
I like this.
Yes, like it so. And Ken?
I also got 8, so that's family album recording.
Wow, you're getting like real heavy
A lot of
family,
family
stuff
stuff.
there.
I guess we gotta go rescue the goddamn family.
I mean, it adds a lot of pathos to the character,
It
I have to
does.
say.
It really does.
This is all stuff to do if Ken gets cleaned up and fixes his life. This isn't gonna happen, guys.
It's fine.
Like,
I mean, it's up to you.
If
but
he kicks
still,
the BTLs, maybe he'll go on like a revenge spree. But
it makes
other
it
than
really
that,
sad. Though.
Alive right now.
technically,
I don't think he cares.
horrible.
Like their hearts might still be beating because they're hooked up to electrodes,
I don't know
but
where they're at in the harvesting process. They could be on back order. Like
They could have just been
haven't-
kidnapped today.
Recently, yeah.
No.
Maybe they were all
It's
on
happening right now.
drugs, and so they're actually having to clean up their systems before they can harvest. So you have like some time.
I just like the idea of them having had hearts or brains removed and they're just being kept alive by some machines, you know?
Ugh.
Like, it's disgusting. So,
Yeah.
anyway.
It's like in the third Blade movie. Where they have everyone like vacuum seals
oh yeah,
like
the third
blood bags.
movie. Yeah.
Yeah.
Human blood bags. Yeah.
Uh-huh. Literally.
Human blood bag.
I heard cumin blood bags, and I was like, that would be a good flavoring for
Human blood. Maybe.
Just looking up organ legging here.
Oh, why are you doing
Quick,
that?
send me a link.
He's trying to figure out if my family's still alive. I've been BTLing for a while, so I mean.
How long? Yeah, how long have you been doing it? Since your family got kidnapped or
Oh,
before
probably-
that?
No, before
Since
that.
you were a teenager.
Yeah, like.
You were like, I need to get into this barista lifestyle?
Well, no, like my whole family got burned after the incident at the Novatech facility,
All right.
and that was months, possibly even years ago. And I've been BTLing ever since, just from the stress of it and just
Wait,
wanting
so
like a
are
normal
you
life.
even making money, or did you just become like a hikikomori and they're actually just paying for you to just BTL all the time, and that's what snaps you out of it is they're gone, and you're like, my service got cut off.
Oh no, I'm listed as dead in the corporation, and I'm being blackmailed by my contacts to doing jobs for him, and he hooks me up with BTLs.
It's intense.
To be a barista.
Well, even more intense.
Yeah.
I just
Kat,
wanna make
Kat
sure
has
clear.
Streetwise as her knowledge, right?
Yes.
Well, she would know.
Streets.
Oh.
Streets. She would know that the main syndicate for organ legging is called Taminus, and they are rumored to be run by ghouls.
What?
That sounds legit.
And they will do everything from straight up murder and organ harvesting to taking women that they capture and using them to breed
Right,
organs
yeah.
by serially impregnating them.
Right, that sounds about right.
How many sisters did you have?
One, and she's the one that's neutral to me.
Would I know?
Well-
Not anymore.
Would I know?
Yikes.
Would I know where they would be? Like,
that would be a campaign goal. We'll figure that out.
So I might have heard like, because we know each other, right? So I might have
Sure.
heard that his family got kidnapped, and I know where they are.
Yes. Well,
You heard it
can
from
find
someone
out.
other than me. Definitely.
Yeah, you didn't.
No, from the streets.
Yeah, from the streets.
From the streets, because I don't talk that.
Streets tell
Streets.
stories. Did we get everyone?
I
Most
guess
valued
so.
possession?
Yes.
You got everyone? Okay. All right, we're going on to life events.
Okay.
So, you can randomly determine your character's age by rolling 2d6 plus 16, or just set it as an age.
2d6 plus 16, so up to
26.
Cool.
yeah.
27.
Okay.
I rolled a 3, and that's not happening.
Yes, just go ahead.
You're not 19 years old?
No, he's really not.
Set your age.
Yeah.
Whenever you will. And for each year past 16, you're going to roll 1d10 and consult the chart below.
Oh wow.
A D10 for each?
For each year.
Over 16.
Over 16.
So
Okay.
starting at 16 or
Over
17?
17. Yeah.
Okay.
So
Starting at
basically
17.
whatever you rolled on your D6, right?
No, because we start with 17. So.
Right.
So,
Alright.
well, yes. Yes.
Alright, we're
Oh,
really
did you
going
roll a
through all
d6 or
this?
2d6?
I rolled 2d6.
Okay.
So whatever that number is, basically, unless you picked an age, that's how many
Yeah.
years you're doing.
Exactly.
Alright, I don't think I can document this anymore.
That's
It's
fine.
kind of crazy, but I can.
Are you picturing your programmers being somewhat older?
No, they're 24.
But I
pretty
mean,
young
prior
for you.
prior to rolling, were you picturing them as being older?
Not necessarily.
Okay.
No, it could be somebody who's really good at programming and she's like, I'm gonna just create this.
Yeah, a whiz kid type.
So, do we have to tell you what those are?
Well, yeah, I mean
That's a lot.
the life events are more for like a Shadowrunner, so I think at this
so
point,
never
yeah,
mind, I'm done.
yeah.
Okay.
Oh, so they're
Step
like
away.
Shadowrunner life events?
Well, this is for your character, yeah.
Yeah.
But they're like specifically Shadowrunner themed?
Well, they're no, not necessarily.
Okay.
Yeah. It's just these are the sorts of things that happen to Shadowrunners rather than corporate execs.
You know what's cool? I have no repeat numbers.
That's interesting.
I had A lot of repeat numbers. It was interesting because they were like back to back.
Were any of them 9s or 10s?
No.
Okay. All right, so Sage, we'll start with you.
So,
Age 17.
In
What'd you
order.
get?
3.
Shadow running highs and lows. Now you're going to roll on that table.
God
Oh my
damn.
gosh.
So a high and a low.
You're just going to roll once.
Oh. It's a
Either
high and low.
either you are writing a high.
Or
Oh,
you're low.
even you are writing a high. Odd, you're lower than low. So what did you get?
9.
That
I mean a
is
7.
a 7?
It's not anyway.
Yep. So that's a low. So now you're going to roll on the low table.
Oh, I see.
So much shit. A 10.
Mental breakdown at age 17. You've had a nervous breakdown and can't sleep and feel fragile.
But that's not true anymore necessarily.
Right, that's just what you had at age 17.
Wait, is that when the emergence happened? When does the emergence happen?
No, that was ages ago.
Well, no, the
Individual
the
emergency.
surge.
Yeah.
The personal.
Well, also
The
the
surge
post-comet
thing.
surge that
Right.
caused the
The
changeling
changeling
Ah,
thing.
happened not that long ago,
So
actually.
we could call it that maybe?
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Great. Jade?
6.
That is making friends and enemies.
Okay.
So go ahead
7.
and roll odd. You've made an enemy.
Excellent.
All right.
6.
That is a male enemy. And then you're going to roll again to see who it is.
A 3.
A police officer.
That makes sense. I'm just a kid.
Yep.
And a minotaur.
Maybe
A Minotaur
maybe
street kid.
rushed his car and speared it with your
Oh,
horn.
God.
No, it's probably just from like
He's probably just
stealing
racist.
or something like that.
Yeah.
Or racist.
Yeah. Or racist. Well, actually, we're going to roll the cause right now. Go ahead, roll the cause.
4.
Never liked each other. Okay, so he's the beat cop in your
Just rub each other
area.
the wrong way.
Who's pissed off?
Ooh.
2.
They hate you.
Yeah,
course.
How
racist.
badly do they want you dead?
What you gonna do about it, punk?
5.
Let's see. If you ever run into one another, the pissed off person will avoid you. They
Okay.
probably don't want to
Lame.
mess with your shaman abilities.
Or my giant
Or how
horns.
big you are.
Or your
yeah.
giant horns. And what resources can they bring to the table to fuck up your day?
4.
A good friend.
A partner?
What?
Yep.
Partner.
Yeah.
Or an assassin that he secretly knows.
Okay, this is more information than I allotted for my little space.
All right, Dave. What'd you get?
3. Highs and lows?
Highs and lows.
That's a 10, so I guess that's
a
a high. It's when I got addicted to BTLs. I'm only
Best day
rolling
of my
for the last
life.
3 years, 24, 25, and 26. I'm saying before that I was corpse, so
Okay, sure.
not having
That's
Shadowrunner
fine. That's fair.
experiences. Yeah.
All right, so go ahead and roll. Damn, it's good to be a runner.
4.
Somebody likes me. You get a contact.
Nice.
I'm pretty sure that's my BTL dealer.
Yep. All right, Sage. Next year.
I rolled a 7.
That is a romantic involvement. All right.
With a dog person. With a dog person.
Oh my god.
My
All right, go for it.
Other
What am I
dog
rolling?
people?
D10. To see how it panned out for you.
You can sculpt your face any way you want to, really, in the,
True.
in the
True.
sixth world.
No, like another changeling person who became a
Yeah.
dog.
Well, that's
well, if you rolled a 5 for Romeo and Juliet.
I did not. I rolled a
Okay.
7.
A 7. Trouble in the nest.
what?
Paradise may seem lost here, chummer, but with a box of chocolates, some good strong liquor, and a nice steamy porn BTL, you can surely make this relationship work.
Yes.
Troubled but
That's so
salvageable.
sad.
So go ahead and roll a d10 to find out.
Saddest thing I've heard in a while.
Wow. Sounds like a plot point from the 40-Year-Old Virgin.
Shit butt balls. 1.
Family doesn't approve of lover or you. Nasty looks and phone calls.
Is it the dog person? Is it because they're a dog person?
Yeah, I mean, if you want to be a dog person, that's totally fine.
Maybe a bird person.
Ew.
Oh my god. Not bird person.
Bird person. No.
Wait, so that's the end result, or is
No, and then current feelings.
okay?
Wait, so you're trying to make this relationship work?
Yeah.
3.
You both love one another.
Oh. That's the irony.
That is
Well, I
right.
do have a lover as my most important person.
Well, this is the person then.
Complicated
That person.
relationship.
It says here you can go back to that stage 1 with origins and personal style and motivations if you want to like roll that up for them later on.
Very
Wait, to give
complex.
them their own stats?
Yeah,
Or-
well, to give them their own portrait of who they are.
I'll do that later.
Yeah. All right, Jade.
A 1.
A 1 is shadow running highs and lows again.
Yeah.
A 3.
3 would be a low.
Okay. A 5.
An illness or addiction.
Oh.
Okay. A 4.
Well, actually, you get to choose.
Oh.
Yeah. So, illness or addiction.
Go illness.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And Dave?
9.
You had a boring year. Because you were just sitting there getting high on your
Beetling
Beatles.
away.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah.
I lied, by the way. I'm 25. I did my
How
math
many?
wrong.
Oh, never mind. Like, do you actually, like, does your BTL go through, like, you walking into work, putting your uniform on, like...
Oh, waking up in the morning,
That's part of waking
there,
up.
like-
having breakfast,
peeing
petting
for
my
a while.
cat.
Yeah.
Like, no, it's like a whole day. Like,
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
there's like hundreds of these.
Yeah, I know. No,
Yeah.
Yeah.
okay. I'm just trying
Again,
to...
just imagining like standing there peeing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Brushing his teeth,
Yeah.
combing his hair,
Yeah.
walking out of the apartment.
Taking a shower with
Yeah.
hot water.
Yeah. Don't underestimate that.
Yeah.
It's true.
What kind of coffee place do you work
Yeah.
at? Is it like a corporate coffee place? or
Starbucks.
Soy bucks? All right.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Do you have like your favorite customers and then customers who give you a hard time?
It's all feel good stuff. So
Okay.
like it's real life, but it's been amped up for for dopamine. So
Oh,
Yeah.
sometimes like on a good day, you like see a cute girl walk in and you like write your phone number on her like little cup sleeve and like slide it and she winks at you kind of a thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Aww.
It's nice.
That's
Nice.
oh man. All right.
Wow. Okay.
girl, cute guy, cute
Yeah.
elf.
Cute elf.
Yeah.
Cute troll.
Yeah. Cute androgynous elf. All right.
I love it. I love it.
So.
If any of you guys drink coffee, you might have appeared.
Soy calf.
Yeah. Soy cat.
I feel like cat drinks matcha. Like all day
You
long.
could have a soy matcha latte.
I feel like a cat person would hate soy milk. Just
At the
like
same
essence.
time though, like regular milk
It
makes the
makes-
kitty's diarrhea.
Yeah, exactly.
But I'm
Or
not
you.
full kitty.
Also, regular milk is really expensive.
That's
Yeah,
true.
Everything's soy.
Yeah.
Everything
her
is
parents are
either soy
corporates now.
or krill.
Yep.
What do you think I spend my extra money on, homie? Just gallons of milk.
I was thinking pornographic BTLs for your lover.
Also that.
I was picturing you showing up in his or her house, with like bottled milk, like it's got like this exclusive label on it, and I was like,
Gold
look what I
label.
brought,
Yeah.
gold label milk.
They're like, I was hoping you were gonna bring some BDLs. Damn it! This is when you bring me milk.
I feel like there must be a place that lets you make a BTL porn of yourself, right? So
Oh, yeah.
Sure,
just
sure.
go make them, and you're like, I brought this for you because I gotta be gone for the next 3 weeks. So you
Right,
go, and
have
some
fun.
milk.
just both things. Just a gift basket.
The possibilities. All right,
I have
so
8 more of these to go, guys.
Yeah. Let's get it and move on, please.
okay, so
Because we still have dispositions to go through.
yes. All right, so next life event.
9.
You had a boring year.
All right.
I have a 4.
Making friends and enemies again.
Oh, play friend.
A 1.
Making friends and enemies. That is an enemy again.
God damn.
Mm-hmm.
I could see you being an alienating figure.
Yeah, Minotaurs
A 4,
are
Unfortunately.
You piss. Okay, so you piss someone off. Okay, so that's another male. And roll again.
An 8.
A sibling. You don't have a sibling.
What?
No,
Reroll.
not possible.
Impossible.
A 7.
A government official. Whoa, boy.
Wow.
That kind of works with my
Yeah.
Yeah, you're very anti-authority here.
Anti-establishment.
Mhm.
Minotaur.
Okay.
And the cause?
9.
You kicked their ass.
That sounds right.
I think that I tried really hard to go straight because I need a steady paycheck for the first time in my life, and I just fucked it up.
It was some like tax official or something.
Yeah, just, like, couldn't
Okay,
handle it
I
anymore.
got another 9.
That is, you hate each other.
Nice. Mutual hatred.
And what are you going to do
society.
about it?
A 10.
Chew them the fuck out.
Okay.
You know all their weaknesses.
And their resources.
Okay, hold on.
Oh, you know their credit card number or their SIN number?
Or just what advantage he has.
Yeah, what advantage does this person have?
Another 10.
Corporate backing.
Oh shit.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Oh man.
They can bring the entire government down on you.
Yeah.
Okay. And
4. That's friend or enemy.
that is friend or enemy.
5.
That is an enemy.
Okay. 5.
That is a female.
Okay. That's 5.
So close to hooker. Fellow runner.
Oh.
Yeah.
Nice.
I like that. All right, let's find out the cause.
All right. 3.
You spurned their advances.
Oh. It's just BTLs for me, baby.
That's right.
Yeah.
Damn.
He's a beetle sexual.
8.
You hate each other.
Oh, lovely.
Okay.
Delicious.
What you gonna do about it?
8.
Ignore them, but not leave. That'd be if you were in the same place together.
And
So passive
4.
aggressive, yeah.
They can bring a good friend along with them if they wanted to fuck you up.
Okay.
Obviously, one of their other fellow runners.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's it for you, right?
That's all done for me.
All right. Sage?
2.
Shadow running highs and lows.
Fuck.
Find if it was a high or low.
9, so that's low, right?
That is a low.
Fuck. 5.
Illness or addiction.
Maybe my lover got me out of it. Like I
Yeah.
got addicted to something.
Addiction. Sure.
Because what kind of illnesses? They don't get like normal illnesses, right? Or do they?
Yeah, there's plenty of weird illnesses though.
Yeah.
So do I need to roll for that or just make?
You could put a pin in that. It's another one to come back to and look up some stuff.
I'm imagining some sort of a horn fungus that I had to get rid of.
Oh.
Using an embarrassing antibiotic that I had to steal because I can't afford that shit.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Horn fungus.
Horn fungus.
Okay.
All right. So what did you get? Julie?
A 4.
Friends and enemies
A
again.
4.
That would be a friend for once.
Yay.
Nice.
Yes.
4.
That's a male. And
A 7.
street meat.
What? Wait, what does that mean? I think we know what that means, but still.
Street meat.
It has to be a hooker, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Unless it's
I
like
mean-
a cart vendor and all they sell is meat.
That's.
I mean, that also is a possibility.
But like fake meat, or it's like made of rats. And
So
they
I
tell
need-
everyone-
Ooh, maybe I stand up for street meat in front of police officer.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, I see him, police officer, giving this guy a hard time, and I go up just to fuck with police
Yeah.
officer, and then I make a friend.
Friend and enemy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a twofer.
Yeah.
Well, I already had an enemy, that's why I went up to go interrupt in the first place.
Yeah.
Because you're like, fuck that guy.
Fuck that guy. Because he avoids me, so
Sure.
That's right.
I'll be antagonistic. I'm gregarious as fuck.
Yeah.
Nice. And
Wait,
yeah.
what is street meat?
That's
Is it a prostitute?
Yeah, all I'm getting is like secondhand
Interpretation.
references to it, like as if everybody knows what it is already. Flesh forms mass produced without having to grab street meat that will go missing.
That's weird.
There's
Why is there no
cheap
urban
labor or
dictionary
something.
for it?
Well, and then there's also references to it being food. Like,
It's a meat vendor.
You befriended
Either
it.
way.
Someone who
Food
sells
item?
parts of themselves as meat.
Oh.
let's see.
Like finger hot
I
dogs.
think we can try to figure out. Ew.
Yeah.
I think we can figure out later, maybe.
The place may not be a mom and pop anymore, but they get enough families in there that they hustle the unwanted out the door as soon as possible. Look, finally an upside to being street meat.
What?
Yeah, no, I don't know.
I don't know.
about
If you want to
that.
re-roll,
Sure.
yeah.
A 2.
A fixer, which is very handy.
That's good.
Okay.
Okay, back to Sage.
Oh,
Maybe that's my other contact, who knows?
A 6 is making friends and enemies.
Oh, good.
Mhm.
An 8.
That is a friend.
Good.
Street meat is a term for people not equipped to survive on the streets.
Okay, there we go.
Sprawling suits or involuntary meat puppets.
Oh god.
Street urchins.
So friend and now I roll.
Yeah. Okay, so you can stick with street meat if you want, or keep the fixer.
I think a fixer would be good.
Yeah.
9.
That's a female.
Do I roll
Female
anything
friend.
else?
Yep.
6.
That is a shaman or magician.
Oh.
Mm.
But not the Minotaur that's in our group.
No.
Okay. This is not how we met.
No.
That'd be a cute story.
Do I roll anything else?
That is it. All right, and Jade.
An 8.
That is romantic involvement.
Nice.
Okay.
Everyone should have one.
Romance. A 7.
Isn't that the trouble?
Trouble in the Nest.
But
Yeah.
is that in that year that you're rolling for? Not necessarily currently, right?
Right. It doesn't. Yeah. Current feelings will tell you
Right.
where it's at currently.
Okay. A 4.
Constant fighting.
Uh-huh.
Okay, and current feelings.
A 5.
Sometimes shit just falls apart.
Oh no.
Oh man.
Okay, Sage.
10.
That is you had a boring year. And Jade.
A 2.
Shadowrunning highs and lows.
A 3.
That is a low.
A 2.
Jail time.
Oh man.
The cop got
That
you.
fucking
Damn
top.
it.
You were in jail for 1d10 months.
4.
All right.
4 months.
What do they feed you in jail?
Slammer.
Sludge.
It doesn't matter.
Six then.
Okay.
All right, Sage.
A 1.
Shadowrunning highs and lows. Can somebody get a high, please?
No.
I got a high once. That's true.
Yeah.
A 1.
That's a low.
8.
You were wanted.
Dead or alive?
That's right.
Yes.
By bounty hunter, police,
Yes.
or corporate security.
Yes.
She's like, oh.
Johnny Cash Future. That's all I wanted. Wanted by bounty hunters, cops, or corp people.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And Jade,
A 2.
highs and lows.
A 4.
That's a high.
Hi.
Yay.
Thank God.
A 6.
You really like me. You get a contact.
Nice.
Okay.
That's a free contact in addition to the 2 you already have.
Nice.
Yes. All right, Sage.
5.
That is friends and enemies.
6.
That is a friend.
5.
Female.
I got a lot of fucking female friends.
Mhm.
2.
A fixer.
Nice.
Mm-hmm. Jade.
A 5.
5 is friends and enemies.
5.
That is an enemy.
Yep.
My God.
I'm good at that. People are really prejudiced against
Yeah,
trolls.
Yeah.
It really fits.
3.
That is a female.
Okay. 9.
That is a contact. One of your contacts.
A 4.
That is you never liked each other.
Okay. Maybe that's my last contact that I just made.
Mm-hmm.
Because the other one I had as a fixer friend.
Yeah, yeah.
Again, 8.
You hate each other.
Okay. A 10.
You'll chew them out if you cross paths.
Okay.
And what are their resources?
A 9.
Considerable funding.
Interesting.
Yeah. Sage.
8.
All right, romantic involvement.
Another one?
Yep.
Shit.
Mm-hmm.
What's my other lover gonna think? Motherfucker. 2.
Happily ever after.
So I have 2 lovers?
I guess so.
Eh.
That's it.
Is that all I roll for?
That's all you roll for that one. Jade.
A 7.
Romantic involvement.
Yeah. A 4. So many 4s.
4 is happily ever after. So you are currently involved with somebody.
Nice.
Sage,
That's it.
you're done.
I
Jade.
have a 3.
Shadowrunning highs and lows.
An 8.
That is a high.
Okay.
And things have really turned around for you there.
A 10.
You got skills. You get a free skill point.
Ah, yeah.
Nice.
Awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Okay.
That's it.
All right. Great. Okay.
Ooh, I'm gonna put it in.
Disposition?
Now, disposition is the last thing, and this is something you can fill in yourselves or think about over the ensuing week and fill in next week. It is basically a description you use when generating your theme that can be turned into a disposition statement. So it's things like this. This is things that are more like
Your worldview.
yeah, worldview. So like for Nox, the dwarf street fighting adept, hit first, then talk. She can be reasonable. She chooses not to. The only thing worth respect is winning. Never give up. Never stop. So these are things that you might use your life path history that you just generated to create some dispositions or cues, for that matter. But yeah, they're just narrative elements that you can lean on to generate plot points as well.
Okay.
Rose Red, the elf mystic adept, a sucker for people in need, play well with others, coalitions get things done, take any chance to give authority a black eye, information is always useful.
We're supposed to have 4, yes?
Yeah.
Okay.
And that is it.
Okay.
Cool.
You look troubled.
I just don't know what I would put down for disposition.
Yeah.
That's all.
So it's a good note to leave off on because you
Yeah.
can think about it.